Not now? Yeah, I did that. I did that. Yeah. Amazing. Okay.
There he is, today's first, the index. You know who he is. You know him. You love him. It's Tom Locks has hit the button first. Big man on campus is here and letting everybody know who's in charge. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. I hope you all are ready to dance, party, sing, and have a good time because that's what we're all about here with the first celebration as Tom Lock comes in and is dancing on the table ahead of everybody else. Get down, get funky. You know you loving it. Welcome in. Well, everybody, welcome in. We have a great evening ahead of you, planned for you. I hope you're ready for some fun. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to sing. We're going to dance. We're going to cry. We're going to do all of those things and then some. And if you don't know what we're here for, then you should follow Tom Lock's lead and get down, get funky, because we are having a little celebration as we start our Talk Tuesday. Welcome in. But for now, this is Tom Lock Celebration. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope you all are having an amazing time, having a good time as we're going to get a couple of these shout outs out the way before I turn off the shout outs because we have on deck today a lady who needs very little introductions. Fabulous. It's great. It's great. Let's do that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And because today has been a very busy day. I have been anything but productive. I have been all over the place going nuts. So if you guys don't mind bearing with me one moment, yes, we will get you guys in here. I know you all are ecstatic. I know I'm ecstatic. We have a couple of new things that we're doing tonight. So we're changing up the format ever so slightly, but it's going to be amazing. And if you lovely people are ready for a good time for our very, very special guest, that's right. You know her, you love her. This is who we are talking about. We are talking about the amazing, the incomparable, the undeniably gorgeous Morning Darkness. That's right. And we are going to get you guys diving right in. I know that you are all dying for this. This fabulous, fabulous streamer is heavy into Valheim. She has taught me many, many things. Um, yes, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. We are going to do our very best now. Just to make certain that we are all under the same boat. Remember, so we have the interview questions as a channel redeem, and that will come up and ping people to let you know. It is there for people to make use of. We look forward to you hitting the button. That's where we want you to ask all of your questions at. Is please submit all your questions to the channel point redeem. It is 1 point. I am working on and failing to remember to do certain things like let's do this real quick. Bear with me 1 second. I promise. I'm sorry. I am all a Twitter for our special guest that I am like out of my mind right now and have missed all of the things that I would normally have ready in something of a bit of a panic. So let's turn on. Let's get in the scene. Let's go. She's there. She's amazing. There she is. There's the Morning Darkness herself. Hi. Whoa. Now suddenly you're not talking.
What?
Ah, there you go. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's
I'm
fine.
just over here playing a puzzle.
Perfect. Yes. So we've
just sorting.
What is life? Okay.
Ooh.
I think I got all the buttons pushed.
Woohoo.
I think.
Voice yet? Ignore. Okay. I was like,
Yes.
wait a minute.
There we go. Yes, we have voice. We have voice. She's there. I promise. I'm not holding her captive somewhere. Yeah.
Oh my.
Accidentally hit the mute button. Ooh, unfortunate. So we've swapped out the little gem of a game that I have been running down here for a puzzle game. So
At
as
my request,
you know,
because I am a puzzle fiend, and it's pretty.
and it's what she wants. So we're gonna do a little bit of puzzle while we go about this. So edge pieces. Got to find the edge pieces.
Dude.
She's like, okay, so we turned this on and Don's like, oh, you got the puzzle already ready? And I got the invite. I'm just starting without you. Don't even worry about it. There was no waiting. It's like, it's a puzzle.
About it. I got
it.
You
get started
literally,
already.
I was just sorting out a couple pieces and I got 2 corner pieces placed.
It's fine. It's fine. It is just fine.
So
very awkwardly placed.
Yeah,
yes.
Here's the image we're doing.
That's what it's going to look like.
Eventually, maybe, if we get through it. 1,000 pieces is, quite the task.
If we get it done tonight, we'll see. We'll see. But in the meantime, yes, the button's down there for... are you gonna misbehave again?
Uh-oh. No misbehaving allowed.
Well, we ran into this last time where suddenly, for whatever reason, the redeem stopped doing what it was supposed to do. Which
Oh
so
no.
for people to understand, right? So when you hit that redeem, it actually is supposed to write to a file that has all of the questions.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
well, it works nicely because it makes my life easy because then all I have to do is occasionally refresh the file, and then we can see what people have asked, and then we don't lose the questions; they don't get lost in whatever. And
Yeah.
But Firebot being Firebot.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah,
It
cooperative
does.
online puzzle. I'm so thrilled.
Oh
I'm
wait,
I'm
never
yeah.
mind. Never mind. I know the problem. Somebody hit the wrong channel redeem.
Somebody?
Yeah, that's my problem. My fault. My fault.
I was gonna say somebody being you.
So there's supposed to be so I have a question and answer redeem that's like, hey,
Okay.
ask a question and I might give you a good answer or I might make something up.
Oh, for
Uh,
yours. Got it.
yeah,
Got
for
it.
my
Got it.
normal, and usually I try to make certain I turn that off, and so I thought I had it turned off, and Whoop came through and hit one. So
Whoop is finding the ways to break things first.
yeah,
So it's
apparently.
like beta testing. You
Oh,
find
it's
the ways you
fine.
can
It's
break it so
fine.
you know early how it can go wrong.
That's exactly the case. All right, so we'll stick that in there. It usually makes something up.
I mean,
It's okay.
you know,
It's okay.
it's the way to go.
So we'll go ahead and kick this lovely little party off. We're already having a good time. You're like already have like sorted half to pieces. I'm like, what is even going on?
Well, okay. So what's going on is we have a tree in this corner. Look, we have a tree in this corner, and we have the sky, which is all the same color. So it's either going to be the top or the side. And then we've got the water over here, and then we've got the bars, I think, going on over here. As a matter of fact, I think that piece goes together with that piece. No way.
Party. Yes. Party.
But it's gonna go like along here. Now, the cute thing is that it'll just settle into place when you find it. So like I could just sort of like
You can move some of these around and they will like settle into place if you've got them in the right spot on the board.
yeah.
There is that. It does do that. Yes.
Oh, man.
Mostly I'm just kind of running around looking. I think there's actually maybe not. There used to be, I think when I was first playing this, they had a sort button where you could actually just like
Oh my
sort the
god,
edge
this
pieces.
is so satisfying. Sorry.
They have all the great people coming in too. Okay. So normally in these sort of things, No, your eyes are not deceiving you, folks. This is a Morning Darkness. This is Her Talk Tuesday, and we are going to have ourselves a lovely evening as we grill her with all of the questions that you guys happen to have and a few that I have.
And you
we
say
do.
you have anxiety.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a gentle conversation. We laugh, we make fun, we have good times. It's a good time.
Good. Good.
But you know, as tradition. As is tradition around here.
As tradition.
There we go. As tradition around here. Sorry, I was reading the error message. I'm like, what is coming back to this? What we normally start out with is there's two questions we start everything off with while we let people get their questions in there and sorted. These usually provoke a long story, or in the case of our last guest, a very short anecdote.
Okay. And I'm full of long stories, so be careful. Watch out.
Oh, we're here for it. We're here for it.
Okay.
So the first one that we usually start off with is what got you into streaming? Like what was the thing that kicked off, that spawned the Morning Darkness on Twitch?
All right. Well, okay. So first of all, I feel like you should know that my name Morning Darkness.
Wait, that's another question. Come back to
Okay,
that one.
fine.
If
Okay. Okay,
that's
I won't
those
answer
are the
that one.
first two questions. Is where'd
I
you
don't
get
want
your
to answer that
name?
one yet.
And
Okay, good. Okay.
All right.
Um, okay, so how I started streaming is I was part of Jurok the Viking's tribe on YouTube. He has a whole community of Valheim players. And I was asked to be part of an international women's oh, we've got ads by the way. Amazing. I was asked to be
Amazing.
part of an international women's um streamathon where we got to pick a silly non-standard weapon to fight a boss, and we did a boss run. And it was all shield maidens working for the Malala project to support education for young women across the world for International Women's Day. And Gwen the Shield Maiden was like, hey, can you stream this? Or is there anyone willing to stream this? And so a couple of us, oop, my phone is ringing and I can't answer that right now, although that's a really important phone call. Exciting.
Uh,
Uh,
if you need to take it, we can take a time out here. I
no,
can
it's
throw up a
cool.
BRB, and you can.
I can call them back. It's fine. It's a scary who's calling me, but it's not a scary thing of what's going on. It's the oncology department calling me, but it's
No,
anyway.
no, all good.
It's it's fine. Um and so anyway, so they asked people volunteers to stream this big event, and we invited some of the devs, we invited Gaming with Christy, we invited Monteliette, who is one of the Valheim devs. So she showed up. We had a group of about 12 or 13 men and women, but it was women led event where we uh, streamed this fantastic thing, and we raised I think it was like $1,200 um, for the Malala project. And it was this really delightful experience getting to hang out with all these people. And I had been on Twitch for probably about 2 months. And I had reached out to a couple of the women streamers and I said, hey, you're welcome to join. Also, would you be willing to post that we're doing this fundraiser? And so I had reached out to some people like Red Fairy, let's see here, Morningstar, um, and Sook, and a couple of other people, and a lot of them were very supportive and very willing to be like, oh yeah, just post it here. And so I hit the go live button, and after doing that, I was like, that was that was really fun. Um, I don't know, maybe should I do this? Maybe not. And I was in Sixth Channel and she did a card reading for me. And the question was, should I stream? And her answer was basically, do it now and do it whether or not you think you're ready for it.
Just dive in
Um,
head first.
just dive in head first. You can become prepared as you go. And so at the time, I was working on building points of interest for one of Jirok's seasonal servers. And so I was doing some building stuff, and I was just doing very simple stuff. But like apparently, because I've consumed tens of thousands of hours of Valheim content, I have some tips and tricks on how to build in Valheim. And so yeah, that's how I started streaming. It was very much oh, I'm doing this for charity, and oh, that was fun. That felt good. Um, you know, Even if I just stream to like 3 people ever and maybe create a couple of clips that are usable, like piece of information I put out there, with the exception of like a couple things at the time, are already out there. You know, anyone could look up how to do this. I just happen to have a repository of knowledge in this because I've watched all of these different things. So, you know, I don't have anything unique to present, but you know,
You got
I
out
can
there,
just
you
do
did
this
it.
thing and it can be interesting, maybe. Who knows? I was like, we'll see
Right.
if I ever get to affiliate. You know, I don't, I'm, I was never a popular kid in school. You know, who's gonna want to listen to a 40-year-old woman? It's just, you know,
Mm,
I had a lot of brain weasels about it of like, oh no, you know, I'm not pretty like so many other streamers. I'm not, right? You know,
right.
I went into every possible brain weasel of why I shouldn't do it. And it was like, yeah, but I had fun. And even if three people ever show up, and one of those people was Joker Chef. He was one of my, like, he was in the first 10 of my followers. He was my first subscriber and has been my longest time follower and subscriber since then. Um, so Joker Chef has not missed a month, and I actually got to meet him at TwitchCon. So you know, a lot of really cool things that have happened from that I would have never ever expected in a million years.
Right.
Yeah, that's how
It's
I got started.
always interesting, the origin stories, because you might not think much of it, but your
Mhm.
fans look at that as the nexus of one of their favorite streamers coming online. You know,
I still struggle with that. Like I would say that I am an entertaining person at a convenient time when very few other people are streaming.
yeah, sometimes that's all it takes. A little bit of luck, the right place, the right time, and the right movement. Um,
Valid, valid.
but there's nothing wrong with that, right? You dive
Nothing
in
wrong with that.
and you do the things, and it's amazing. Um,
Done
by the
not pretty
way,
like other streamers. Dude, no, Sea I was always the ugly friend. I was the friend that people brought along so that they could feel prettier at bars. Like I I am I am over 250 pounds. I am in a wheelchair. Like I am not the pretty person. The only reason I got dates when I went on those events was because I had more personality than some of my other friends. Like
Mike, don't
I
don't.
I had brain weasels. I mentioned I had brain weasels. I didn't say that they were valid.
It's fine. It's fine. It is perfectly fine. What is this piece? Oh,
Thank
it's
you
just a
guys.
weird piece.
I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, you've got a huge fan club and a huge following.
Yeah, that probably one of the biggest
Where
surprises of my life.
I was going to say, were you quite ready for the glow up that occurred shortly thereafter? You taking upstream?
I honestly didn't take credit for it, and I still struggle with that. I keep thinking, oh, it's because I'm on the podcast with Jirok. Oh, it's because I do X, Y, or Z with other people. It's because I do collaborating. It's because I raid 100% of the time every time. Like I could excuse a million different things as to why I think I've grown, but I do think at this point over 2000 followers, I need to start acknowledging that
You got to start taking some
maybe
credit where credit's due.
maybe I'm a streamer of my own merit now. Like I guess I can't hide behind the I'm only popular because and have to be like, "No, I'm a streamer. I'm a freaking
Yeah,
streamer. Let's go."
let's go. Right? Exactly. Okay. So
Yeah.
now we can step into your story about where the name Morning Darkness comes from.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. So the name Morning Darkness, when I graduated college, I got home and realized I needed a screen name that would be useful for any number of online things. I was doing a little bit of online gaming. I was doing, a little bit of online tabletop RPGs because I mean it was this was 2005, so that online tabletop RPGs was not a thing. But like I joined this RP, like text-based RP server for like this dragon game that I was playing and for a couple of other things. And so uh yeah, I was looking at things and I was going for sort of a vibe, and then I realized that my both my first name and middle name are mean morning, and my initials are MD. And so very quickly Morning Darkness became the theme because it just fit and it worked. And the only reason it's fives as S's on Twitch because apparently Twitch uh doesn't have Morning Darkness as an option. Um Even though
Which
no one is using that name right now. So
really,
heck if I know.
that's fascinating.
So I've
I've,
had this screen name for 19 years.
oof. Wow, I don't feel so bad with my name then.
How bad with your
Fantastic.
name?
I so the No Rhythm has been a screen name I've used for almost 2.5 decades now.
Beautiful. Yeah, okay.
I've had
Yeah,
it for a
I
very
picked
long
mine when I
time.
was I picked mine when I was fresh out of college.
That's fantastic. Okay. Okay,
Oh
so
no. What are you cackling
Whoop
at?
had
Uh-huh.
a very, very badly spelt. What is meaning of life? WUTIZMEENINGUFLYFE. So, what is the meaning of life?
Amazing.
Uh,
Well, I can tell you what my meaning of life is.
Go for it.
Originally my life goal, my everything, the entire point that of what I wanted to do with life was to improve the quality of life of those around me. Um, why is that not going into place? Sorry.
Because it doesn't fit.
That was my that should fit. Why is that not fitting? Sorry. Anyway, no, the entire meaning of life is for puzzles to bend to my will. There we go.
Hey, you found the piece I was looking for.
Hey. But yeah, so my entire everything was, how can I help those around me? How can I contribute to making people better, happier, doing well in life? Even if that's just like helping the old lady at the store load groceries into her car kind of thing.
Right.
Um, and so I dedicated my life to service, to helping others, to paying it forward, to having wonderful kindness in my life and sharing that with others. And I will say that it is harder now to really follow that. And I find that I have rediscovered some of that through streaming. Um, for which I am infinitely grateful. Because I'm able to reach out and touch people in a way that my world was very small for a good chunk of time there, and it has gotten much, much bigger with streaming and being able to talk to people and, having sort of this international group of minds come together and interact and share ideas. And I
Oh, it's so
really,
much
really,
fun, right?
yeah, yeah. So what is
All of the various different people you get to meet from across the country, from across the continent, from across this world. Earlier today I
exactly,
was having a conversation with somebody on the other side of the world.
exactly, exactly.
Was it today?
And
No, it
so
was
so
yesterday.
yeah,
I'm sorry. When was
amazing.
that? Okay.
But yeah, for me, that's the meaning of life is improving the quality of life of those around you. Um, and that has been my motto since I was 15.
Amazing. Be good, do good.
I mean, yeah.
uh, First time chatter. Nalo and JLo, 1984 rip. I
Oh,
don't know. I probably just slaughtered that name.
hello,
It's
Angelo. Yes,
okay.
the emperor protects.
I'm like, what is, huh? Okay.
Hi.
Hi, welcome in, welcome in. We are conducting interviews. We are talking with Morning Darkness. We are having a good time. We are laughing. She is totally destroying this puzzle. I've just been looking for pieces. Meanwhile, she's been like making actual real progress on this.
Well, I mean, it's a puzzle. This is listen. You
This is her
need to understand.
jam. You just didn't know.
I, oh my gosh, this is beyond. Oh yeah, look how satisfying that piece is right there. That just went together. Anyway, hi. No, no, it's so funny. Oh yeah,
uh,
I'm ridiculous when it comes to puzzles.
it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Let's see. Whoops has another question for you though. This one's
Oh.
caveated. Um, who is your favorite streamer and why is it
Okay.
whoop you for free?
Ah, no ego there. Hey, little horn, good to see you.
Hey, little horn, welcome in, welcome
Who is
in. If you
my
got questions,
favorite
there are
streamer?
redeems, and you can ask. You can ask the questions. We will probably reserve rights to answer.
No, I pretty much promised people that I'd be pretty straightforward as best I could.
Well,
Uh,
yes, but I refuse to have questions regarding unmentionables.
Valid. This is your stream, your space. My gosh, last night chat was so thirsty. I had to tell people to calm it down like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, guys.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
Um,
uh,
but all of that being said,
all of
who's
that
my
being
favorite
said, do you
streamer?
have a favorite streamer? And if so,
I
who is
mean, it
that?
has changed and evolved over time.
Well, but that's going to be normal. Mhm.
Yeah. I will say that for YouTube it's obviously Jirok. Um because he was doing some really really cool stuff, especially in the early 2020. Um and he was creating content that was just absolutely phenomenal. And and yeah, so that was my that was he has been my favorite YouTube streamer. And then for Twitch, I think it started out with I took a lot of inspiration and a lot of community building and like how to build community and how to support other streamers, honestly from Nerdy Northerner um and Sook. Those were my top two people. Now, I've watched less of them as of late, um, but I've also not been on Twitch as much as of late because my toddler has had all of my attention.
Well, this is not a aha. The Morning Darkness watches me and not you guys. Man, this is not what this is
No,
about. This is
no, I know, I know.
this is a safe space.
Um,
You feel free to
yeah,
answer
yeah,
as you
yeah.
want.
But yeah, like I have to say that there are a lot of streamers now that I really feel at home with. It's not so much that they're my favorite streamer, it's that they're my favorite people to spend time with. It's like if I can, even if I'm just listening and I don't even let them know that I'm there, um, people that I
Workers
will
unite.
put everything down for. If I possibly can, are Swift Squirrel, but she streams super stinking early in the morning for me most of the time. Hi, big girl. Oh, no, quiet. Ember, sorry.
You're fine.
Um, you and Shale, um, Foxy Roxy, G Frankie, um, Whoop You for Free, Fox and Bull, um, Mr. Anthrobot is another really delightful person to hang out with, but he usually speaks in German, so I just listen to him and it's more ASMR than it is really hanging out.
Uh,
But
it's
like I'm
fantastic.
trying to think like there are so many people like I'd have to like go through an entire list. Jonathan Rainmaker is a really good one to just that I want to hang out with. But like people where it's just like no matter what, if they're online, I try to be there. That's a good solid list. Yeah, and Little
Right.
Horn starts streaming like after I'm streaming, so I can never hang out with Little Horn ever. But he's always got cool cats showing. Oh, and Seawage. Seawage doesn't stream often, but every time I see him go live, I'm like, let's hang out with friend.
Right. Well, but I
So
mean,
yeah, it's
we have a ton of friends
a
on this
ton of
platform.
friends. Oh my God. My world has gotten so much bigger. Like it's insane. All right, I think I need to start clearing some of the stuff that we've got up here right now.
But yeah, I've just been, I'm like, okay, we've got I've pulled out enough of these edge pieces. I'm like, no, time to start actually laying them into the puzzle.
Right,
Let's
right.
figure out where they go and try to make some. Like I've got a good stretch of the blue up here going on now.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. That's fantastic. All
We're
right.
moving right along.
So what's my next question? I want to know.
Do you want to know? I don't actually think we have another one yet. So you're
Are
stuck with one of
people
my questions.
slacking? Seriously? All right, what's one of your questions?
Well, so I tend to keep my questions more towards like the esoteric nature of streaming and what it means to be a streamer and how we go about doing the things that we do, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you find that as I'm
Sorry, what?
uh okay, George George 2601 asks uh have you considered trying to do some voiceover work? And is that something that would interest you?
I have always wanted to be a voice actor for like audiobooks or something like that. Especially I really got into audiobooks when I started having a really long commute. Back when I had like a good like 2 hour commute. And and then also after I became sick and I couldn't hold books anymore, all I could do was listen to audiobooks. And so I've always wanted to get into like voice acting and audiobooks and that sort of thing. And brain weasels have always told me no. Um, but I mean there is a voice acting college near me, like within a couple of hours. Um, and I could probably do something along those lines, but I argue, I go back and forth of like, oh well, no one's really gonna want. Once I became disabled, I figured it could be a really good thing for me to get into, and then I figured it would be so competitive that why would I even try? My brain weasels are real awful and mean.
I think most people's brain weasels are awful and mean, and
Valid.
it's part and parcel for what is the brain weasel and its
Hmm.
natural state. That being
Yeah.
said, you have to
Um,
stop, and eventually you have to give yourself a
I
credit.
have to stop making decisions for other people and actually try to make something happen.
Hi, Sale. Welcome in. Uh, yeah,
But
I think
yeah,
I think we started a little early.
no, weren't
Uh,
we supposed to start at 3? Because that's when my child went down for
yes.
his nap.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
just normally we've the Talk Tuesdays float anywhere from 6:30, 7 o'clock. Just depends on
Valid.
the guest. So um, I
That
think
makes
I have
sense.
I think I may have said one date and time to her and would be incorrect. Uh, so
Sandroid.
see, yeah, I neglected to inform.
Yeah.
My fault.
No worries.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's all good.
All right.
All right. So,
Yes.
let's see. Seawage asks, have you ever had a viewer, well-meaning or otherwise, that caused problems for the tone/vibe of your stream? Which is a fantastic question and an interesting one.
Yes, that is an interesting one. And you've missed so much. Oh no, Shale. Sandra, I'm interested in basically doing just about anything. I'm part of a podcast. I have offered to help do voiceover or, reading of people's written works. Yeah, I'm basically up in a lot of things. It's just hard to get time to record with a child in the background. Anyway. But yeah, so in terms of answering C Wage's question, well-meaning or otherwise that caused problems for the tone or vibe of the stream. So, I feel like as a woman, this happens more frequently, and or if it does, it can be more problematic. I've had a couple of people who either say in chat or DM me like a really aggressive way of saying you're attractive. Um, and I've had to be like, yeah, I'm married. That's completely inappropriate. Back off.
Right.
Or I've banned a couple people for some of the things that have been said, just outright. But like specifically, I think the one that's coming to mind is I'm in a wheelchair. I use a wheelchair as a mobility device. I am a mobile wheelchair user, so I both walk and use a wheelchair when I go places. Right, exactly, Aldronis. It was a little bit more aggressive than that. That's actually kind of just funny. This was like creepily aggressive. I don't think you're capable of the thought process of like some of the shit I've gotten. Uh you're too kind.
Yeah.
Um
uh,
and so so yeah, there have been a couple that have been like that where you're just like "Ugh." um and we're just missing some pieces here. All right, cool. But yeah, one of the ones that was the biggest was I use a wheelchair, and someone came in, first time chatter. I don't know if they came in on a raid or if they just found me, and they were just like, "Oh, why are you in a wheelchair?" Now, it's no secret. I talk about it regularly on my channel. I talk about the chronic pain that I suffer from, any number of different things. But like when that person came in and the way they said it, I was just like, oh, this doesn't feel right. This feels icky. And I used that as a teaching moment for anyone who would be willing to listen. And I said, stick around, be part of the community. You're welcome to organically learn that information. But as a first time chatter and as a person who is coming in with no context, asking the question, why are you in a wheelchair, is completely inappropriate. And to be honest, I don't owe you an answer. I will happily share with people, but the way it was asked, I just it shut me down rather than encouraging me to open up. And so that was one of those problematic moments where I was just like, yeah, I don't owe you an answer. And anyone who's in a wheelchair doesn't owe anyone an answer as to why they're in it. And we also, anyone who uses a wheelchair for whatever reason in any capacity, doesn't owe you an explanation when they use a wheelchair or when they don't. And I was very firm in that moment and just said all of those things. And I know for a fact that like I got a couple of DMs from people who are in the channel who are in the channel because they relate on very significant ways to my experience. And they were like,
mhm.
"Thank you so much for that answer. That gave me power in a way that I didn't know I could take." And I'm gonna get all emotional
That
because
we're here for it. Go for it.
it it was just really it was I felt icky in the moment, but the fact that it was so validating for so many other people, well, not so many, but like more than one. Anyone, if it was empowering to anyone else, me being able to say that w- it was good. And so it felt like it ruined the vibe of chat, but like at the same time, it gave a space for more. Grabs popcorn and tissues. Hey, invisibly ill. Exactly. You remember that guy? He didn't come back. He didn't come in with a raid. He was just browsing for something specific. Interesting. And he never came back, George. He never came back. So, whatever. Like
Um,
clearly his motives were not we've got ads again. But yeah, clearly his motives were not great if that was that was the result.
unfortunate. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah. I haven't seen Iraq
Wow.
in forever.
I haven't seen E-Rock in forever either. Hi, E-Rock, and thank you for the resub.
To be honest, who
Welcome
has
in.
Dawn Cries on their bingo card? Everyone?
Uh, well, so okay, so that takes place back to last Talk Tuesday, where
Okay.
I dropped a few like tasty tidbits, and they suddenly decided that they needed Talk Tuesday bingo as a thing, and
Oh,
so
oh,
there's
that's funny.
actually they're I think they're like setting up bingo cards and everything, and I'm going to
Amazing.
be
I
adding
love
commands
this.
in to support that, which things like so instead of going who had Dawn Cries on their bingo cards, they can do exclamation claim and that tag, and then anybody else who has it. Uh, Antler
Oh, that's
Carver, welcome in.
funny.
Yeah. Shale and Peridot and a few others decided that this was going to be a thing, and so there's actually a channel in the Discord for it too. uh,
Amazing. I love
um,
that.
yeah,
I love that.
it's
Of
a whole
course,
thing.
Paradise part of that.
It's a whole thing. Her and Shale, that they have been scheming and cooking that one up. Um,
Amazing. I love that. I love that
yeah,
so
see,
much.
Rock, you picked a good Talk Tuesday to come back on. Um, so Sandroid HQ,
Yay.
as they are a first time chatter, I imagine did not have the points necessary for a question. So I'm going to lift her question right out of the commentary, anyways, and
Okay.
says,
Yeah. My bad.
Dawn, do you have an interest in doing a terrestrial or online radio?
Oh, I sort of started to answer this one already, but yeah, I mean, I'd be down for anything. I'm doing an online podcast, Podheim on Jirok the Vikings YouTube channel, which we're recording tomorrow and it releases on Fridays. Uh, plug, shameless
Go for it.
plug.
There's
No, oh my
nothing.
God,
No.
it was the cutest thing. The other day, I went into someone's channel who was playing Valheim, and I was like, "Hi," and he's like, "Oh my God." Oh my God, is this the real Morning Darkness? I was like,
Maybe.
what?
Huh?
Maybe? Is that there's probably only one? I don't know. He was like, you're on Podheim. Yes. Oh my God, you're so I was like, oh, I
Oh,
guess this is
oh,
sort of
adoring
a thing.
fan.
I have a fan. It was crazy. I was absolutely thrilled and flattered and confused. I was deeply
uh,
confused.
it
Uh,
happens. It happens. It's a weird moment where somebody's like, "Oh my god," and they recognize you, and you're like, okay."
oh, yeah, no, it's totally weird. Like you're okay, so being a streamer and now once again gonna go back to the I remember having 200 followers and looking at someone who had more than 500 followers and going like, "Oh my God, you're such a big deal."
Huh?
Like, and
Right?
like, like having to remind myself, yeah, but they're just a person. They're just a person. But they're so popular. They're so amazing. Oh my God, you have 1,000 followers. You're just making it. You're amazing. And now
And
that I
then
have
the
2,000 followers, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no, I was so naive."
so okay, so you brought this up,
Oh,
so these are where some of these other questions get spurned up from, right?
oh,
Um,
exciting. Okay.
so you brought this up, right? So as you have grown
Uh-huh.
during your course as a streamer, right, and you've crossed those thresholds, the
Right.
200, the 500, I don't know,
Yeah.
7, 8,000, 2K now. Which, by the way,
Mhm.
congrats on 2K.
Thanks. Yeah. Kind of wild.
What suggestions? What would you attribute to be like a good that helped you grow? Like what helped you continue to grow? If you had to advise an up and coming streamer, uh, they've got 50 followers. What would you tell them has been a good key to your success in growth to the point where you're at?
Always raid. Always raid someone. It helps to sort of build yourself up in the community and so like know who you're raiding to and why. Um, but and it's always really fun to raid someone who doesn't know that you stream. That's actually probably one of my favorites. Just surprise them like, surprise, I'm also a streamer. You didn't know. I had someone who was like, wait, you've been in my chat forever. You're a streamer? Oh my God, you're a big fucking deal streamer. You know, what are you doing in my chat? I'm just like, we're all people, dude. Come on. But yeah, like always raid someone is a really, really successful way to grow, in my opinion. Um, but also, um, go to people's channels if there's a style of game that you like, if there's a person that you really like, whatever that looks like. Don't just stream and then be done on Twitch. If you are there supporting other creators, they will absolutely turn around and want to support you. And I think that is, really one of the beauties of what you've put together, Nori, is you have an entire community of people dedicated to supporting each other as streamers, and it is a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's a good time. I so I don't know that I necessarily built this on my own, which is what I find rather fascinating. So
I
I
get that.
started with a couple, and
Yep.
then they ran out and told all their friends, and then their
Yep.
friends told their friends, and they pulled them all in. And so yes,
Yeah.
the den is just that it is a collection of streamers that we support each other. Um, and we help build each other. In fact, just actually, literally over the weekend, we came together and pushed 3 different streamers into their affiliate status.
Saw that. I love that so much. And so on
uh,
and so on and so on. Yeah. Be part of the community. If
yes.
you want streaming to be community building, some people are in streaming for the business of it. And in that case, you need to create content every day. You need to treat streaming like a full time job. And if you can't do that, then you need to grow another way. Honestly.
No, but I mean, but
Um,
that's kind of the point of the questions, right? You know,
Audience is temporary, community is permanent. That absolutely a thing. But people who treat streaming as a full time job, they work hard to build a persona and an audience that is there for the perception of community. But yeah, I totally love that, E-Rock. Community is forever.
there you
Aw, yeah, Sandra just hit 50 plus followers the other day too, because she rated me, and I was like,
go.
dude, do the thing.
Do the thing. Go push
Julie,
the
do the
button. Go
thing.
go hit the thing. Go do the yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's I think it's fabulous. The thing that I usually tell most everybody who comes around the Discord, right, is you get back out of this whatever you put in.
Yep.
So the more you put in, the more you invest, the more that
Hmm.
comes back to you in the long run.
Yep.
It's not
Yeah.
a one off sort of thing. You don't come in, do the thing one time, and be like, okay, that's good. I've done my thing, and walk away from that. That's not going to get you anywhere.
Yep.
Um, in fact, that's likely to get you, forgotten in the grand scheme of things because, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's like one of those things where uh when people come in, like there are some people who are concerned that others are like fishing for shout outs or support or whatever from bigger channels, and honestly, the community will go and support someone who they feel is also part of the community. um and so, if I give shout outs to everyone, but only two or three of those people actually participates in chat on a regular basis, those people are more likely to get follows, it seems, than the people who come in, drop an emote, and then leave. And it's just a matter of people want to support the quality of community more than anything else. And I value that.
yes.
Um, so yeah.
This is fabulous.
Well, listen, I
Uh,
also don't feel that I get to claim a lot of popularity on my own merit, because I feel that the Valheim community in of itself is also very, very singular in a lot of ways.
right.
Um, it is
Well,
a group
okay.
of people
So
that is super fans for the game.
I hear you on that, and I would agree with you up to a point.
Up to a point. No,
Like,
I get that. And speaking of, didn't Deleport ask a question about games and game selection?
hang on, let me scroll back up. I will take care of the scrolling.
I didn't even see you come in. I'm sorry I didn't say hi.
Deleport. That was. I didn't see a question submitted. I think I saw
Just
somebody
in
ask a
chat.
question.
Maybe I'm
Uh,
delusional? I don't
oh
know.
no, no, no! Here it is, right here. Deleport did ask how you decide what games to stream.
Ah, there it is.
How do you?
Teleport asked it now. Teleport. Uh,
There you go. Yeah, you hit it. How do you decide what to play on stream? Do you just pick the things that appeal to you, trust the community to follow what they like, or do you have a strategy? Do you ever have? Do
um,
you? Well, there's
honestly,
a number of questions in this one.
I know, right? I play what I want to play, and typically what I want to play is Valheim. There have been a couple of games that have come out that I've been really excited about. And I find that my viewership drops heavily when I play something other than Valheim. Um, it's still more than I would have expected, because oftentimes people are like, "Yeah, I'm here for you, not for the game, because I really don't care about X, Y, or Z." Um, but I will say that since I am trying to sort of now push for partner, um, I don't want to tax my community, so I'm not being like really big about it. I'm not being like, "Oh, I need all of the viewers I can get, for 3 months." I'm not.
CH, I would pay money to see that one.
Wait, what? Somebody pretends Counter-Strike stream? I can't. There are so many games I can't play too. Like I can't play first person
Hey,
perspective games. I can't play games that have a lot of fast action stuff like Diablo 4. I can't play that game. There's
you'd
too
be
much
surprised
going on.
as how many people I've actually heard that have a real difficult time with first person perspective.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and like I've always struggled with first person. The I played Halo the day it came out on PC, all the way through, and I had a horrific migraine through the whole thing, but I was so sucked into the story that I was like, no, but I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's happening next. I need to do the thing. So I played it straight. I did not sleep. I played the whole game through, and then I had a migraine for 8
Oh,
days.
yeah.
So ever since then, I've known that I. What'd you miss? Everything. You've missed an hour of talking.
Hey, Fox and Bull, welcome in. Welcome in.
Oh,
We've been having a lovely conversation thus far. What you have missed the story of her name. You have missed the her origin story as it was. You have missed a very lively chat.
a very lively chat. I love it.
By the way,
I love it.
Sandroid, thank you for the follow, and George, thank
Oh,
you for the follow. I neglected that. By the way, and I'm going to interject my own personal shameless plug in here just for a second, since
Yes.
we've got a bunch of people
Do
here.
it.
Talk Tuesdays is for anybody. If you are a streamer, whether you're small or large, if you would like to sit in the seat like Dawn here is,
In the hot seat.
send me a message, pick a date. The schedule's down in the about section. Take a moment, read it. Any date that's already been reserved, we'll have to schedule it, but it's up there. So the dates that are there are the ones that are taken. So there's plenty of Tuesdays still left in this year. If you're interested, if this is something that you want to try out, absolutely come submit, come sit in the hot seat. We would love to have you in here.
Good times.
It is good times. We do this to help encourage growth, to help raise awareness of different people, like, big streamers, small streamers. I personally, for me, this is an opportunity. This is a lovely opportunity where I just get to sit around and talk and have a lovely conversation.
I get to do my favorite thing.
Right?
But yeah. So, and then Is Invisibly Ill sort of had an additional addendum to a question that was already being answered, which was oh gosh, where was it? But what if your health has stopped you from being able to stream for a period of time? Okay, so yes, one of the other most successful things that I think I have done that I don't see a lot of people who are just getting started do is having a consistent stream schedule and sticking to it as much as I can. I would say that use your social media platforms to keep connected with your community when you can't stream. So even if you can't stream, or you have to cancel some time from your particular schedule if you can have one, do something where you reach out to people and say, hey, I know I was supposed to be scheduled today, but stuff happened. If you want to be transparent about it, great. If you don't, fine. But do something on social media, whether it's on the Twitch posts or some other place where your followers can find you, whether it's a Discord or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or X, whatever it is now. I don't have any disdain about any of that.
Well, but I mean, that's the thing, right? Communication is key.
Communication is key.
I walk around and I talk about Talk Tuesday everywhere I go. Why? Because this is, for lack of a better word, this is my platform to help promote my guests, whoever they happen to be on that particular Tuesday. And so, yes, I communicate it as aggressively as I possibly can, hopefully with not getting in trouble in other people's streams about it. But so far, knock on wood, most everybody usually asks me about it before anything else. So yeah, I'll take it. But yeah.
If your health is stopping you from streaming, totally valid, totally a thing that happens, especially for us spoonies. In those scenarios, just one of the things that I learned at TwitchCon was that they really did say and really did encourage, use the platforms to help communicate and stay connected. even if you can't be present in the moment. Um, oh, what did I just do?
I don't know.
Nori,
What did you
click
do?
on the red. Or maybe I did. Hold on. Hold on. Wait for stream to catch
Oh.
up. I don't know. Do you, do you have
Yes,
the image?
yeah, you can turn the image on.
Feels like cheater mode. What even is this nonsense?
Just double click on it. It'll go away.
All right, I double clicked on it because I feel like that's just cheating. That's just cheating. Uh,
I like laughing. If you hadn't figured that one out, I laugh an awful
oh my
lot about
gosh, yes.
everything.
No, my
And in
first
fact,
introduction to you, Nori, was introducing you. Well, one of the first introductions I really had to you and your style of humor was introducing you to the Surtling Corps in the fire pit.
did you? Oh, did you see what I did with that Surtling core in the fire pit that you showed me?
Squirrel base, you dug out a basement and created a whole thing. Oh god, that practical joke was so good.
Oh.
So good.
Oh my god. Yes. I spent weeks farming the Surtling course for that. Weeks. It took me about 3 days to dig out from underneath of it, but I spent weeks getting everything all set up and prepped and primed and ready to go, and then just I went through like 4.5, 5 stacks of Surtling cores. Like
Amazing. Amazing.
and her reaction was priceless. The only thing about that whole thing that I am ashamed of, that I'm like, oh, is it was never recorded. Like none of that was clipped, so it's been lost to time. But it was so good.
Oh, that is depressing.
But that same one, we also did the surround squirrel with the zombie deer heads. You'll see that in her clips. Those show up.
I've seen that one.
Oh my god, that was funny too.
That,
we got
that
into
was...
we got into some good shenanigans in season 1.
Yeah, we did.
And we did some good shenanigans in season 2 as well. I mean, capturing Mr. Waggleton when he died in his own bed when he respawned, because I had
Man, you can't even talk about it without cackling. Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, good times. Good times. Ooh,
well,
that's
okay,
nice.
so the impetus to a lot of that, by the way, is Squirrel's like, you can't play a practical joke on me because I've seen just about every Valheim practical joke there is. Like, there's only so many ways you can prank somebody on Valheim. And I'm like, bet. Okay.
Bet.
Gauntlet has been thrown. How can we make this like wild? And even that didn't stop me there, right? So, because also don't forget season 2, we had Fox and Bull special guest visit the server, and I pranked Bull in the middle of their visitation.
Exactly. No, it was so good. Challenge accepted. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. I didn't say that. It was Swift Squirrel who said it. I never said that. Never. Never have I once ever said that. Oh, I'm scared.
I will freely admit to being a bit of a practical joker. I like my jokes. They're I like to laugh. And I usually like to make certain that somebody else is laughing along with me.
Right. It's only really a good practical joke if everyone is laughing with you.
Yeah. Well, including the pranky. Like if you're pranking somebody and they're not laughing along with you, then you've done it wrong.
Yep.
It's important that everybody is able to laugh about it, or it's just wrong. It's not
Okay,
a good joke.
absolutely Fox and Bull. Let's do it. Let's go.
So Aldronis asks, outside of physical health, have there been times when you've considered giving up streaming? Things like self-doubt, burnout, life becoming hectic, and how did you deal with that?
Honestly, no. I ever since I hit that go live button the first time, I have wanted to do this. This has been 100% a thing that I want to keep doing, even if I have to take a break for a while. I can only first even like I've faced some pretty significant tragedies in the time that I've started, and I just want to be there with my community. I just want to do things. Like I love the space that has been created here on Twitch, and so far I have not experienced burnout. There have been a couple of times where I'm just like, "Oh my God, I'm just too tired to stream." But the times that I've actually canceled stream, um, even in the face of health issues coming up, um, I think I've only canceled stream because I wasn't feeling well like two or three times. And I have and then I've gone on a couple of vacations. But other than that, like I really just just want to be here with you guys. Like um yeah, I know that's kind of a sucky answer because not everyone is has that gift. Um but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I'm doing something that I love or if I don't let people dictate what I'm playing or what. There have been like a couple times when I'm like, "Oh, heck, I don't know what I'm gonna stream." Um, and I get a little concerned about that.
Right.
But
But I think that's fair if you're constantly concerned about content creation,
yeah,
like, what am I in the mood to stream? Because so I'm a big fan of jail. You have nothing to feel. Look, you came down with the vid. Everybody
seriously.
understands
No,
that
dude,
is
Shale, you got sick. You got super, super sick. Like, there's a difference between not no. Please, I'm not trying to shame anyone. I push myself to stream at times when I shouldn't because I want to be there regardless. And I probably push myself a little too hard. Like let's be real. Um but yeah, please do not feel like if you are not feeling well, you need to take care of yourself when you are streaming. Period. End of story. You need to take care of yourself. Yeah, I don't.
you do. First and foremost, I'm a big believer, big preacher in you've got to take care of yourself. You
Yeah,
have to you have to also, before you hit that go live button, right? And when I say take care of yourself, like physical health and mental health are both equally important because, right, if you're physically sick, like COVID or something like that,
yeah,
you definitely shouldn't be. You should be resting, recuperating, regaining your strength because that's important. But you also probably should take time out for yourself if you're struggling mentally, if you're having mental
that
issues at
too.
that point. You need to
Yeah.
take that time. You need to take that moment. You need to recenter, refocus, rebalance, whatever.
Hmm.
Get yourself back on the right path because that's just as important. And I think for me, I see that as that's important because your audience who watches These people that sit there and watch you, they watch you over and over and over again. They're here
Mhm.
because they like who you are, what you're about, the community that you're forming, and all of that. They're here for that, but they're also
Exactly.
here for you, and they will be able to tell when you're not 100%.
Right. Yeah, I've had people yell at me for streaming when I wasn't feeling well. So, yeah. Yeah. Aw, Joker! You fucking sweetheart. I'm sorry. I shouldn't curse unless you give me
You're
permission.
fine. No, you're fine.
Okay.
This is
Best
the
time I
look,
had in
look.
the last 5 years since I've found Twitch was getting the chance to meet you and hang out with you in person. You're
There you go. There you go.
gonna make me cry again.
Slap it on. Rub it in thick. Let's go. I'm here for it. But it honestly though, it is. I hate. I do these double clicks trying
Exactly,
to
Fox.
rotate this thing around, and I end up grabbing a bit of the puzzle. Um,
Oh, Kit Kat.
People who make up your trying to circles back to people who make up your community know you as more than just someone pushing out content. At that point, health becomes important to them as well as you. So never feel bad taking time out to recover. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. Exactly. But hey, Kit Kat, how are you, lovely?
I
It's been
can't.
so long since I saw you.
Yeah, what was it
We went
last night?
shopping together at Trader Joe's today.
Sea Wage, thank you for the sub. It was very nice. Yes, hydrate. We don't have a hydrated mode around here because I are hydrate redeemed just because I drink plenty on my own, and B, I would assume since you're just here mostly talking, not so much playing
Yeah,
games, that
yeah.
a drink on hand is a necessary thing. Just fine, just fine. Sea Wage, honestly, it's just fine. All right,
No,
let's see.
Cheryl,
Do we?
you are loved, dear, and I really just hope that you recover when you can recover, and that's when you come back to us. And any time that we get to spend with you otherwise is bonus points. And yeah, that's my story, and I'm
Uh,
sticking to it.
there you go. There you go. All right. No, you're fine, Joker. You're absolutely fine. We're here for it. You want to say nice and lovely things about our guests? I'm here for it. Help yourself. I am not going to stop you. I will
Hey, it's
encourage it.
fine.
I will happily encourage it. We actually have a redeem on the channel here. I find really fascinating because I actually picked it up from another streamer friend, Mr. Waggleton. Um, it's Make My Day Classic Edition. All right, so
Right.
that's the redeem where somebody hits it, puts somebody's name in there, and then we sit around and we gush on them, which is
Yep.
it's
I
fine. It's
love that.
a good fun time. And I've had
I
people come in
absolutely
and
love
use
that.
it for other people that are having bad days. I've had people come in and use that for themselves because they're having a bad day, and I'm all
Yeah.
here for it. Um,
Yeah.
what I find
No,
interesting
it's
is how
beautiful.
many people have picked that up. That's within the community. Like
Yeah.
Swift Squirrel has the spoonful of sugar. It's the same
I
redeem,
love it. I love
right?
it. Yeah.
Brotherford Shine the Spotlight. It's the same
Yep.
redeem.
Yep. No, it's beautiful.
It's a gorgeous thing, and yes, we are absolutely here for the gushing moments because you know what, if I can get you to blush, or smile and cheer up, then I have done something to me that's a meaningful part of my day.
Hmm.
Now that being said, we have a breaking questions.
No, I loved when I did the No Map run, my first No Map community run. I'm now on my second No Map community run. When I did my first one, Erock was actually part of it, and he was just he was about to hit affiliate, and I was like, let's go.
Let's go. Let's get them there, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so over the course of your streaming career thus far,
Okay.
uh, oh, hang on, we're gonna sidetrack. We'll put that question down for just a second. Aldronus asks, where
Oh,
does the obsession with tree houses come from?
okay. So I my first playthrough, I was playing with a bunch of people and I didn't really do any base building whatsoever. I was just a farmer for the first 1,000 hours of my game of playing Valheim. I I was breastfeeding a 3-month-old and farming for my group of friends to so that they could go out and adventure and have food. Uh and because I would be online for extended periods of time alone with no leveled up gear, I can't tell you how many times I was cooking food, didn't have any food in me, and then the base got absolutely obliterated by a fooling raid.
Oof. Oof.
Oof is right.
Ouch.
Uh, yeah. So that was a whole mood, and then I joined another group of people, and I was actually slightly ahead of them, so I got them through the plains, and then I went into the Mistlands, and I was like, wow, these trees are really cool, and they're indestructible. I can make a base that's indestructible. Now, to be fair, my love of trees goes a little bit deeper. Ever since I was 9 years old. What? What did I miss? Oh God, what did I miss?
No, you were like, my base will be indestructible, and all I had in my head was just don't let the Rutherford come around.
Oh no, there's actually like multiple levels to this. Okay, this question has layers. All right,
No,
so
go for it.
I found a Mistlands tree. I found a way to climb up to the very, very, very top. My initial scaffolding attempt was lethal at best. And God, we are missing so many edge pieces. What is going on? Anyway,
They're
um,
still out there somewhere.
out somewhere. Uh,
Somewhere
that
off
was
the
that was
puzzle
a good
board
piece.
face.
Um, I found another good piece. Okay, sorry. I'm getting way too distracted here.
No, no, you're fine.
I get excited for puzzles. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I built this tree house, and it was very minimal. Like I didn't want to haul all the iron up. It was a mostly iron free base. I had my workstation underneath the tree where I dug out like a sort of basement. It
Hmm.
was great. Um, and then I lost connection to that server too because the nature of things is that not everyone wants to keep playing the same game over and over and over again forever. Unlike me, where I don't get sick of it. Um, and so I lost access to that world, and then I was like, okay, I can't. I have no one else to play Valheim with. I don't want to play alone. I'm just gonna, scroll through every piece of content that I can on YouTube. And that's how I found Jirok. And so then at Jirok, I was like, okay, I really want to recreate this this treehouse that I did. And then I gave some concepts of like what I kind of was looking for. And one of the people on the server was like, oh, I have the perfect spot for you, which has translated into the monstrosity that I started building. And then it just sort of like evolved from there of like, oh, I'm just gonna make another treehouse. Oh, now it's my gag. I'm gonna make another treehouse. I'm gonna do another up tall build, like so it became sort of an ongoing thing. But I will say that starting from the age of like 9, no, really honestly earlier, probably more like 7. From 7 until I was in my 20s, I would try to climb every tree I would see. Like I have a picture of me in Hawaii climbing a tree, sitting under a tree, any number of it just I loved being in trees as a kid. And I never got to build a tree house with my dad because we never had any good enough trees to build a tree house in. And so that was always my childhood dream was to have a tree house. Getting a childhood dream in Valheim.
There's
And
nothing wrong with that. I remember
no.
as a kid, I we made tree houses all the time. Like
Yeah.
there were woods down the road from where I lived growing up in like Connecticut, where I spent some time at, and there's been a couple of places, and it didn't matter. A couple nails, a few bits of wood that we can find laying around, some sticks and
Right,
twigs, and
right,
right up the tree you go.
right.
uh, but yeah, we made tree houses all over the place, so I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's just a childhood dream, fantasy, whatever that I'm now living.
there you
No, like we're about to move to a place that has like a whole bunch of like almost near forest in the backyard. And I kind of want to see if we can just build a platform a, around the ravine in the trees for my child. It's not going to be safe, nor is it really feasible, but I kind of just have this. Because, like, we could build platforms and trees, and it would be at the same level of, like, the bedroom windows. And it would be amazing.
that actually sounds amazing.
Hmm.
I wish you all the luck if that is a thing that can happen. Um,
Thanks. Yeah, it's that's a whole wild story in of itself. Like
I can only imagine at this point. I mean,
no,
that would
no, it
be.
is that the sum up of that story is that my cousin-in-law wanted to give my child a baby grand piano and instead decided to have us become custodians of a house that she recently inherited.
Oof. Wow, isn't
I'm
that wild? Yeah, I would be flabbergasted at that point. I honestly, I don't know that I would have words
uh,
for something like that.
yes, that.
Um,
Yeah, that
that's not the sort of
don't
thing
have words.
that you would expect to have happen. I mean, that's just
Right, exactly. No, it's wild. Um, so yeah, yeah,
amazing.
there's that. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll through chat and like respond to stuff that I haven't really responded
No,
to
no, no.
yet.
You're just fine. I am going to still. Yeah, I
But yeah,
saw that, Shale. I've already got that one. That's the next one on the line, actually. So Fox and Bull ask,
oh yes.
when you have people pushing your boundaries in your community when you're live, what is often your line of thinking, and how do you manage these folks? Um,
Uh,
I think this goes back to we had a previous question on this.
we did, but this one actually delves in a different route that I can so I'm really bad typically at boundaries, and I when I get uncomfortable, I have this extra loud nervous laugh that I do that like people think I'm having a good time. No, I'm really uncomfortable. And I don't know how to signal differently. Um uh, it's not great. It's not a great response. I acknowledge it's not a great response. But uh, so like last night chat was freaking raunchy. And there were a couple times where I had to be like, guys, tone it down a little. And it it didn't really, like I had to say it 6 or 7 times. Um and like I didn't want to take away their fun. They weren't really being raunchy towards me. They were being raunchy towards Decor, and he was, he's allowed to speak up for himself too. Um but I was definitely getting to a point where I was uncomfortable. Oh, nice. Well done with that piece. And so, oh, you found this piece. Nice. And
I've been
so,
finding lots of pieces.
yay. We're only just getting started on this. Um,
It's fine.
so yeah, like there were a couple of times last night where I was like, all right, guys, let's cool it. Uh, I I feel like I didn't handle it well enough for at least my own comfort's sake. Um, but I'm I'm struggling because I don't think there was any harm done per se either, but I don't really know because I don't know what other people's boundaries or abilities to like watch or listen to it are either. Um, so ooh. When I'm live, I really do struggle with that one. When I'm offline, I'm also really conflict averse. And so I also don't I will sometimes try to reach out and be like, "Hey, by the way, this was a little bit over the top," as like a DM later. Because I don't want to embarrass anyone in public. I don't feel like that's a necessary thing to do. Um, hell, I even have a really interesting story that I don't ever talk about. Um, but uh, yeah, in terms of not calling people out in public, I'm almost too lenient, or I wouldn't say kind, but definitely like kind of holding things close to the chest.
Right.
Um, but I do try to verbally say, hey, let's cool it. Like, even when it comes to, I know that I have a lot of neurospicy people in my community, and I absolutely welcome it, encourage it, all of the things. Um, and sometimes my chat will get real excited with blurp and start overusing it. And I'll have to say, hey, guys, there are people here who get sensory overload, and I'm getting sensory overload. So if I'm there, I know I have different reasons to get sensory overload, but if I'm there, I know my other members in my community are already beyond their point. Can we try to tone this down, um, out of respect or care or kindness for others? And so one of the techniques that I will use is appealing to people's sense of community and saying, hey, let's remember that there are a lot of people here. I appreciate the bits. I don't want to tell anyone to not give me bits, because that's going to pay for my next pain treatment or whatever. But at the same time, I want to respect and take care of the other people in my community. So one of my techniques, I guess, I don't really think of it as a technique because I just do it automatically, but one of the things that I do is appealing to the sense of community and saying, hey, there are lots of people here with different abilities, limitations, and needs. Let's try to make this a space that's for them as well. Um, and but I will say that I feel like I am not the best at managing my community when they push my boundaries. That's probably one of my weakest traits. Thanks for
It's
calling it out.
I don't know that I would call that out necessarily. I think it's a struggle for anybody though, right? So it's not
Yeah,
something that is just
absolutely.
conflict resolution takes practice. It takes time, it takes dedication. There are people who spend countless of hours in school and learning how to
Yeah.
handle stuff like this. And
Yeah.
while it may not be exactly like in your face, somebody starting a fight kind of conflict, there are other ways of handling conflict resolutions where you have people being
Absolutely.
disruptive or whatnot. And
Yeah.
there are people that could do master classes on it, and they're still by no ways experts at it.
Right.
So I
Right.
think as long as you're attempting, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't nearly get as saucy around here as I've seen some of your streams get.
Oh God. Oh boy.
Wow. But that being said, you know, they're appealing to community and reminding people that they're not the only ones here is, I think, is a
Right.
good first step. I don't see anything wrong
Right.
with it,
Yeah.
and it's a good suggestion that I would make to anybody who's trying to figure out how best to handle that sort of situation within their own community.
Right.
So
Right.
good on you. That's a good first step.
Thanks.
Let's see. Sea Wage asks, do you have a favorite stream that sticks in your memory as a particularly enjoyable time?
Oh, that's a really good question.
You're like, I'm terrified about the questions. You don't understand. I don't ask the questions come from your people and
I
from
wasn't sure what they were gonna ask, Nori.
I'm telling you, it's a good safe space. This is a fun time. It's a lovely
No, I
conversation.
know. I know. I wasn't sure who was gonna show up either. That was
It's fine. It's fine. I promise. It'll be all right.
no, I know. Um, okay, like top 5, I'd have to say, um, birthday chaos trick stream with Bambi and Bull and I forget who else was with us. But yeah, that was definitely one of them. My first time ever doing chaos tricks with Bambi, Gwen the Shield Maiden, and Jirok the Viking was another one. Because that was just ridiculous how that stream got. Um, let's see here. Community run, finding finding Yagluth. When we had hit the deep north, turned around, we're like, okay, that didn't work. Turned around to go try something else, and then boom, Yagi fingers right there. That was a pinnacle Valheim movement or moment in general. Um, I think also within that time frame, the doing the no map community run and needing to take care of my child because I was doing it at a much earlier time in the day, him coming up to me and being, "Mommy, mommy, please read me a story," and chat losing their damn mind at me reading children's stories. Um, which became part of the channel, which hasn't happened as much of late, but like that's fine. But that moment where it was just like, "Oh, people want to listen to children's stories?"
Well, I don't know
I
that they
mean, I can
necessarily
do
want to
that.
listen to children's story, but they want to listen to you reading a children's story. Now, that is a difference, and one that's
Maybe.
difficult to. No, not maybe. No, not maybe. See, so this is me talking over top of your
Burn
brain
weasels.
gophers, brain weasels. Yeah.
Right. All right.
Um. No, seriously though, but
Yeah.
people redeemed that. And they wanted it bad enough to make it a thing, and so you made it a thing. And it's not that they
Yeah.
were there for the story; they were there for you and what you were delivering as part of that story. They wanted to hear Dawn read a
Yeah.
children's story. So,
I can hear
hundred
that. I
percent.
I I can hear
You,
that.
you, yeah. You have to understand that what you came up with. You sat down and did something, and people enjoyed it because of something that you were delivering. So,
Right.
just like you're singing the loader, right?
Oh yeah, singing the Lord of the Rings song. Yeah, that was a fun thing to add to chat.
Or just sing time in general. Although I think I have been
It's
guilty of
always been
joining
there
you
though.
on a few of those.
Yeah, the song mode that song mode has actually always been there. Um, but
But
yeah, all right,
let's
valid.
see. Yep, we already answered that one, Fox and Bolt. I went up and fetched it. Erock says, so how did you come to find Valheim? He found it through a
Ah,
podcast while listening to, but It is a small independent game that few people he knows has heard of it. So how did you discover Valheim?
So funny story. I actually had a lot of social time during the pandemic because the way my house is set up, I have a dining room and then I have these big French doors, partly because we had to take out a second mortgage on the house when we moved in because my dad walked through the sliding glass doors and shattered them right when we moved in. So we had like an open wall to the elements for like October, November, December. Well, so we got these French doors installed, and we have this sort of like outside sunroom where it's very much an outdoor space with a roof. Um, but it's carpeted, it has chairs, it's got some coziness out there. And so one of the things we did is we put wax paper over one of the side French door, like side window things that opened. And so I would have people over and we would have face to face sit down interactions where we could, play a sort of play a board game together if, one person was in control of the pieces. We could, sit and talk and hear each other, see each other's voices and just be completely different airspaces. All through 2020. It was actually really quite beautiful and people loved coming over and hanging out in the sunroom and turning on the space heater and getting that face-to-face thing that they were hungering for that they couldn't really safely do in a lot of scenarios. Um, and especially with me being pregnant, I was being extra careful. Um, and so um, I was sitting talking to a friend of mine when my husband came running into the dining room and said, "Oh my gosh, there's this new early release game. It just came out. You can play it on a server with friends. This is such a great way to interact with people. We should do this." And I'm like, "How much is it?" He's like, "It's $25." It's like, that's more than I want to spend on my budget right now. So you guys get it. You guys have fun. And then I watched my husband play it and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna like this game. It's a weird art style. It's not realistic enough for me. It's not pretty enough for me." And I watched him play it and I watched him play it. And then I kept hearing them struggle and complain about not having enough food and no one was taking care of each other by cycling the crops. And I'm just like, "You're such a bunch of dudes."
Well,
Listen, I
it's give me a second.
um and so yeah, it was this whole thing. And so I secretly behind his back made a character, logged into the server, didn't let anyone know who I was or what I was doing. That character's name was Ye Old Hermit. And I would come in, rotate the crops, and then run off to my little like shack off to the side. And then finally, I'm on my laptop off to the side. My husband is playing in the living room on the TV so that I can watch. And I'm off to the side. And I log in, and my husband's like in the voice chat, "Who's ye olde hermit?" I was like, "Where the heck do you think all your food has been coming from?" Because, like, when you look at the names on all of the food that was made, all of my characters' names was on every single piece of food. And, they had all been sort of acting like they'd already, some of them had noticed, but some of them weren't really even paying attention. And then
They were just
finally,
like, "Oh, free food," and off they ran.
yeah, yeah. Oh, someone's being responsible and I don't have to do it. Yay. But yeah, so that's how I found Valheim is my husband found it and then I was a sneaky, sneaky good wife and made it a fun little mystery where they could play more together. It was good times. Good times.
It's fantastic. Uh,
but
Let's
yeah.
see. Vox and Bull says, "Do you have plans beyond building a community and trying to establish something to help navigate as a disabled
Mhm.
person? Do you have any goals as a content creator?"
Ooh, that is a very good question. So, goals as a content creator. Um, I definitely want to post more on YouTube. I have hesitated to post anything that wasn't like 100% mine or original, which, by the way, guys, for those of you who have seen my rainbow tutorial on YouTube, if you haven't seen it, go check it out and hit a like and subscribe to my channel. Anyway.
Link to her channels down just below her face there on the
Aw,
screen,
thank you. Um,
as well as her
I
Instagram as well. It's there too. So, you know.
Oh God, yeah, my Instagram. I recently updated, as of yesterday, updated the rainbow. The signs, the rainbows are back to basically the original way they were before. It's actually, I had to tweak it a little bit more, so it's actually better than it even was before. So, you get your really, really big rainbows again, and I need to go in and figure out what it'll take to make a double rainbow. Um, but yeah, oh, it's another ad. Um, but yeah, so that has been updated, and I'll wait to actually answer the rest of the real question so that people can hear everything.
Yeah. The ad
Um,
breaks around here are really kind of short.
real short. Yeah, no, I've noticed. It's nice. I appreciate it.
I try to keep them as short
Um,
as Twitch will let me.
uh, but that all being said, uh, so I want to do more. I want to stream more hours in the day, especially now that I have this incredible chair that chat contributed to give me. Um, where yeah, just an absolutely incredible story right there. Um, but basically, sorry, I'm being messaged by my husband. I got slightly distracted. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, so goals. I want to get to a point where I'm no longer afraid of losing my disability money because I'm making too much money on Twitch. Um, so that I'm just making enough. I'm making I mean, this is like obviously most content creators' dreams is to make a living wage on social media. Honestly, I don't even need to make a living wage because let's be real, disability is not a living wage in any
Mm.
state within our country. Um, but I want to be able to no longer be afraid that I'm going to lose my disability because of the content I'm creating. So, getting to the point where I'm actually partner will probably help. I mean, I know it doesn't change anything per se, but like it does give you a certain amount of cred and it does open up other opportunities. So, that would be nice. I do want to do more streaming on Twitch. I want to make more videos for YouTube. My goal is to drop a video or a short, even if it's just like a clip, into YouTube once a week. Um, Same for Instagram. I want to drop a clip into Instagram once a week. I know that seems real small, but with the amount of time my child actually lets me have. Because, like, the nights I'm not streaming, I'm not able to content create. I'm spending it with my family. I'm spending it with my husband. As much as, like, my husband is this big, strong, independent dude, he's really fucking needy. And he needs his time with his wife. And I want to respect that. I want to spend time with my husband, So,
It does
yeah.
add up over time.
What? What was that?
No, Shale says it adds up over time. I was just agreeing with her.
Right. And so, Tuesday nights are my official date night with husband. Saturdays have been my like unofficial stream night, date night with husband where we play games together. Thursday, every other Thursday, I'm doing an RPG game. Sundays, I'm doing RPG games most of the time. So like I'm doing other life things. And then my child consumes the rest of my time if I'm not sleeping. Oh, excuse me. I have like horrific heartburn right now, which is unpleasant, so I need to not be reclined. Um,
I'm sorry.
no, it's just I had salad. Like this is unfair. Uh, this is just a feature of being disabled with my condition. Or conditions. Anyway. So yeah, my goals are to be creating more content, to learn more things of like how to create, like, Bull, you are a huge inspiration to me on like doing the self-teaching thing, really driving to create more content, doing all of that. You have been a huge inspiration for me. One of my next I have 3 VODs that I absolutely have to get done, like before any more time passes, and it's horrible that I haven't done anything with them yet. Is I have all the footage I need to release the 100 wood 5 stone build challenge on YouTube. I have all the footage I need to create the walkthrough the PAX Day base that we did. And from a charity stream from September, I have promised people that I would do a circle roof build tutorial. So those are my 3 big main things that I absolutely need to do, and I'm almost 6 months late already. So I mean, like maybe for some of these, like a couple weeks or a couple months, but still, like I am way behind. But those are my goals. Like they're small goals, and some of them are a little bit, I don't know, like they're not shallow, but very simple. Like, yeah, I want to make partner because being a partner on Twitch means absolutely nothing. You don't get paid more. You don't you get advertised on their main page, sure.
You get a little blue
And
check mark next to your name, and you
I
can
call it
start up
purple, but yeah.
your own team if you want to. But I mean, you get a little bit more in the advertising revenue, maybe, but it really
I get
doesn't
more
amount to much
emotes.
anything.
No, you don't get
Yes.
more in advertising revenue. You get more emotes, and that actually matters to me. I actually the whole reason I started streaming on Twitch was for the emotes. Let's be real. I did that first stream and I was like, "Oh, well, if I just get affiliate, then I get emotes.
Okay,
It's
since we're
worth
on
it."
emotes, real quick,
Oh.
I'm going to pause you there because I'm curious now, right? So we're
Okay.
gonna ask: do you create your own emotes, or are those
Oh no.
supplied by an artist of some sorts?
Two things actually. Here, I'm gonna spam all of my emotes in your chat real quick.
I
Sorry,
don't
not
care.
sorry.
there's there's no need to apologize. Go for it. You're fine.
There are two. Okay, there's one emote that I half created myself. Um, all right. So let's look. Oh my gosh, there's so much chat that I'm missing. Bitmoji is the creator for a bunch of these. Bull helped me take out the background on a chunk of these, especially the most recent ones. And she, or actually even on the face palms of the me and the dog, me and Ember, she added the black ears so that it looks more like Ember. And other than that, like a lot of these are free on Bitmoji. Uh, I found an image and animated the dance one personally. And then the others that actually look like me and are like a very specific stylistic art style are done by Gwen the Shield Maiden's sibling, Jack, who I actually did a charity stream with for the Trevor Project back in September. No, August. I did a charity stream in August, where we raised more than, I want to say more than, didn't we raise more than $5,000 cumulatively for the Trevor Project? Something like that. Um, But yeah, Gwen's sibling Jack is the one who did those emotes for me.
Okay, so
And I do have one other I have one other Buran actually gave me one other content creation idea that apparently no one else has done a video on and no one else has reported on it. Um and it's quite the gift. And so if I can pull it off, I do want to try. But yeah.
we'll go for it. Reach for the sky. Um, I am going to take a moment to comment at Aldronis where he's like, "It's okay. We're talking amongst ourselves. It's a good job. We aren't a live audience. Otherwise, someone would have asked us to leave by now." Honestly, Aldronis, when you have a lot of people in chat talking, a lot
Yeah.
of them are talking to themselves. A lot of them are talking to the streamer, and when chat is sailing by, it's really difficult. I'm speaking for me.
Yeah.
Dawn's probably got a
Oh
lot
gosh,
more
yeah.
practice at this than I do. But for
Ooh.
me, when chat is like blazing by, I can't keep up, and
Yeah.
I'm not even
No,
going to
I
attempt to.
struggle with that too.
It's hard, and if I stop to go back up and read every comment, where there's 28 of you guys hanging out in chat right now, and
Right.
you're already talking faster than what I can keep up with. And if I have to stop and keep scrolling back up to the top to catch and read every one of those things, we wouldn't get anything done. Like that would be my entire night. I can
Yeah.
speed read, but I don't read that fast.
Mm. No, do not bark. Do not wake up the baby.
Now,
Ember, come, come, come here. This
Dawn,
dog.
how do you handle a fast chat?
Um, Sometimes I ask people to pause so that I can keep up. Sometimes I ask my mods to highlight things that are really important because sometimes it's just people talking to each other and like being part of a community together, and I don't really need to like be a part of that. Not really. Sometimes they're just not talking to me. Sometimes it's not about me. Anyway. But mostly I would say that like chat doesn't often get that busy. Um, Before also it was really hard to keep up because I was on a single screen on my laptop and now I've got like 6 feet of screens. And
Oh,
it's
well,
just
that's
there's
nice.
so much. What? No, Nori,
Well,
have I sent you the picture of my screen setup now?
no, you have not.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Well, so like I have a chat overlay right now,
Right.
and even with my chat overlay, sometimes it's hard to keep up with what's going on. And the unfortunate part is the overlay I can't scroll back. So once it rolls off the overlay, that's it. I've kind of lost it,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and I'm not a big
yeah.
fan of that. So I'm fixing that too.
No. Okay. I love that.
I have plans for that little bot of mine. That's just
I am excited. I am so excited. There. That's my current screen setup.
let's see let's see.
Um,
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Perimeter's nice antler carver.
Yeah, that's exactly how you. Yeah, there you go. Speaking of shameless plug, we have been shameless plugging around it. I don't think there is. You know what? If you've got a
No.
bingo card and you've got shameless plug down there, that should have like you should have stamped a hole through that. Like we've been shameless plugging everywhere. I think that's like the free space in the middle. It's just a gimme.
Yeah. Antler Carver, I just want to quickly respond. I know
Hmm.
I sort of started to, but like, gods, I wish they'd update or do away with the maximum you can earn or have on disability. Um, they'd have to view people who are disabled as actual people first. Unfortunately, in a capitalist world, I will say that a lot of people describe their worth by how much money they make or how they can contribute to society in a like direct physical way. I can't really do those things. Not on a meaningful scale. I contribute to community and humanity in different ways, mostly by trying to be myself and represent being a disabled person in a really live way, which circles me back to Fox and Bull, and I'll get back to you in a second, because I did want to finish answering that question. Um,
Mhm.
but like, yeah, I will say that, oh geez, I never get this many phone calls, and I've gotten 3. Jeez, amazing. Um, I will say that I'm either treated as invisible or not a person more often than not. Can be attested by when I try to get on public transit and people will actively jump over me to get onto said public transit ahead of me. Um, or
That's
people
just
will
rude.
push my wheelchair around to get me out of their way. By the way, note, don't ever touch someone's wheelchair unless you plan to be charged with assault. Ask permission, and if they say no, it's not because they don't want your help, but it could just be that they view the wheelchair or whatever as their extension of their being, and they have a routine and they can do it and they don't really need help. Uh, yeah. Now, if you want to offer for help because you see someone struggling, always valid to offer, but don't take it personally if they reject you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Never hesitate to offer help to anyone in any capacity, but don't take it personally if someone says no.
uh, Peridot says you need handle spikes. Uh, Amazing.
Oh boy. Hi, dear. But yeah, yeah. Wholly a thing.
Speaking of shameless plugs, you know, Peridot recently hit her affiliate status.
Yes, I didn't realize that she hadn't hit affiliate yet. Otherwise, I would have harassed her more.
well, shameless plug here.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay, trying to catch up also.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Fox and Bull. I only want partner for the emotes too. No, it's a thing. So a thing. Plus, I
Honestly,
mean,
the only thing I want partnership for is to start a Twitch team.
stream team.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's it.
I can see that.
And honestly, so right, so here's the thing, right? I have been avoiding joining a Twitch team mostly because I don't want to have to explain to them that I'm only here for a short while, and then I would feel bad if I help grow the team, and then when I leave to go start my own, you know, you take with you, not intentionally,
Yeah.
but just a thing that happened. Like I don't want to have to deal with any of that. So for me, I'm like, no, my ultimate goal is to hit partners so I can start a stream team. Therefore,
Valid.
I'm not going to join one because I don't want them to go, oh, well, you were only here to help grow till you got to that point, and then, you know, that's
No.
just rude. And there's a lot that can go down behind that when it really doesn't need to be a thing.
Well, if I create a stream team, you will have a place, and you are welcome to come or go as you so choose.
Well, I am going to be sitting
Because
here
I would
happily
call it
doing
the
these.
Famheim, and the group of people that would come and inhabit it would already have existed as a unit. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that yeah, Don, you tell him. No, I personally, I think I'm just going to continue doing these talk. These talk Tuesdays are fantastic. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
It's such a good time. But all right, let's see. We did that one. Okay, so 2024 is just recently upon us, right? So
Yeah.
as you are looking out across the new year, what what are some of your goals for 2024? Some of your plans?
Oh, well,
Some of the
my
things that you would
goals,
like to try to get done. Let's be
yeah,
realistic here.
yeah.
You
So
can't get it all, but
my goals are to uncover some of the medical mysteries that are going on in my life right now. Um, for those of you who haven't heard, the whole reason why I got weepy on stream months ago, and the whole reason why people took pity, no, they didn't take pity on me. They were inspired by whatever reasons they chose to be inspired by. I'm not gonna try to put thoughts into why people donated to the chair that I'm in now. But I found out that my back was deteriorating and that I'm missing bone marrow. I am now 5 months into that mystery, and we still don't know why my body has the bone marrow is reducing, it's diminished, it's, whatever insert
right.
description. Like it's not gone, but it's
It's not
less
sticking around
dense.
either.
It's less dense and it's getting worse. Usually that's an indication of like a very, very specific series of scary things.
Mhm.
But those scary things have very specific, clear markers. And I don't have any of them. Or at least I don't have enough of them to indicate a pathology. So, one of my goals is to figure out at least one of my medical mysteries, and that's one of them. The other is to face down the big medical stuff that's coming down the pipe for my son. My son was recently diagnosed with hemivertebra,
Mhm.
and it means that we have a lot of back surgery like things in our near future, which is a little bit terrifying. Not gonna lie. Nice. Um, so, um, yeah, facing down those medical things with grace and as few panic attacks as I can possibly manage would be great. Uh,
Well, that's fair. I mean,
um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not asking for perfect, but I'm hoping for manageable. Um, and then we have a move coming up. So one of my goals is to reduce the clutter in my personal space and do better next time. The designated space for everything in my life. I mean, I know that's sort of like everyone's goal, but yeah, that's one of the things. And then really increasing the amount of time that I stream, whether it's adding some streams in during the day or if it's I don't really foresee my nighttime streams getting any longer because I don't think I can stay up any later than I already do. But definitely increasing the amount of time that I spend on stream or spend streaming, like the amount of hours that I spend streaming. That's a goal. I want to increase the amount of hours I stream. Ooh, found a spot. Anyway, um, yeah, that's it. That's my hope for 2024. More hours streaming, manage medical mysteries with grace, and move.
well, as Chad is pointing out, moving is great for decluttering.
Yes, it is. And cleaning.
Kazath, welcome in. I think you've probably already been
And
here, and
cleaning.
I'm just so far behind. All right. I mean, those are achievable goals, and they're good goals. They're life goals.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had like any major, so other than adding in new streams, any plans for like charity drives
Yeah,
or
I do
large.
plan on doing another charity stream sometime in March, I think. I haven't picked a charity yet. I haven't done anything. I am not as together as Bull with like, oh yeah, we're doing another charity stream, and I'm already set up for it in February, you know. Oh God, I'm so just like in awe at that. Like that's just amazing.
uh,
But yeah,
Fox and
I
Bull
do.
asks. I'm gonna interrupt you just because we can laugh
Yeah,
about this real quick. They ask, would you still love Kit Kat if she were a potato?
Kit Kat is a potato, and I love her dearly. No, I Kit Kat is delightful in so many ways. Like Kit Kat is one of those friends. I'm not good at keeping in contact with people, reaching out, doing the, like standard standard friend thing. I'm really, really bad at it. And
Mhm.
Kit Kat just was like, no, you live like down the street from me. I'm not giving up. You will eventually love me. And she was right.
So what you're saying is that she wore you down.
No, she stayed patient with me, which is a different thing. But yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Basically what I'm
fantastic.
saying is I got rickrolled by Kit Kat.
It's just fine.
Amazing.
Wow.
What?
She is the rash you could never get rid of.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
Wow,
Wow.
amazing.
Which is why I'm like, wow. Okay. And instantly my brain's like, they make a pill for that. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I love this. I love this.
It's
All
so
right,
much
so I
fun.
know
It's so
we're
much
behind
fun.
on a couple of questions here.
No, actually, we are on top of all the questions
N-
at this point. They've come
No,
in through the redeem.
no, I just saw one. About Fox and Bull. Do you enjoy being part of a stream team? What benefits have you found that you didn't expect?
Oh, that was just they stuck it out there. Okay. Oh no, there it is.
No, it's
Oh, I see. I completely missed it because I read the silly one and went right over it. All right. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead. Anyways, I'll
I'm
shut up.
doing your job for you, Nori.
It's all right. I'm still working
Amazing.
this format out. I'll get it. I'll get it.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well, okay. So to be fair, I have told Shale that I need to settle in, and I think for the purposes of Talk Tuesdays, I actually need live moderators for this because they're
Yeah.
starting to get a little much even for me to keep up with. So
Oh, that thing we were just talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so,
Oh,
anyways, the onto the question.
yes. So, um, I once again, lovely, lovely weasels. This one in particular is a result of some pretty significant bullying that I went through as a kid. Whenever I see people in a voice chat, I'm afraid to join because what if I join in and they're talking poorly about me? Um,
I would say join in anyways because if they're talking poorly about you, then when you show up, they'll stop talking poorly about you. most people will tend to, especially if they're talking poorly about somebody or talking behind their back, will clamor up really quick.
Sure, but
And you'll know they're
also,
talking
what if
poorly
I'm
about you because you pop in and then the whole room goes deathly quiet because they're all like, we were saying stuff about
do you
her.
know how
And
often that happens, though? I join in and it gets really quiet, and oh. Anyway,
I go out of my way to make certain, like in our voice chat, when somebody pop in, I'm like, who just joined? Hey, all right. And we make a
No,
little
I know,
celebration
I
party out
know.
of it because okay, Shale, you popped in last night, and we were all. I was playing a game, so I was like, my attention was elsewhere to begin with, and I think everybody else was too. It's popped
Right,
into a
valid.
silent room, like nobody had been talking before she showed up
Right.
to begin with. So like,
Right, which is its own thing. Um, but yeah, like, yeah.
dive in, dive in. I tell everybody, if you see people in, especially here and on the den, if you see people in the chat, like I'll sit
Mhm.
in my own chat by myself sometimes, just as open invitation for people to come and socialize and
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
Jump
and
in, talk.
yes, yes, and
You
I
you miss out
sometimes do that.
on opportunity, but you know, if you don't do it, you miss out on opportunities. Like Shale was up all night 2 nights ago having a very enjoyable conversation with Captain Cabinets and Whoop You for Free.
Yeah. Okay, and I will say also, to be fair, I'm also extremely introverted. It may not seem like that as a personality on stream, but like I need quiet time, and there are times when I just want to play games and have streams that I'm lurking on mute. I don't even want to hear what they're saying, not because I don't love them and because I don't want to participate, but that I need quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to be in my own space. And being the mom of a toddler, that is not something that exists. And
No.
being the wife to an incredibly social husband who needs a lot of contact, uh, yeah, I don't get a lot of me time.
And I'm going to tell you, take the me time. But if you are feeling the need to be social,
Yeah. No,
then
I know. I
you should
know.
just dive in and be social. Nobody is going to be upset because
It's because I'm there.
I don't know. So as Shale's pointing out, I don't know when to shut up.
I mean, sure.
uh,
Sure.
it's and she's right. I don't. I'll
Can you
get to
do that though,
talking,
Kit Kat?
and I don't know when to shut up, and so it's its own thing.
Oh,
Amazing. I have been looking for these last couple of edge pieces now.
ooh, achievement earned. Connect 100 pieces.
Nice.
Well, that was loud and exciting.
uh, I think I already had that achievement
Oh,
because
well then.
I've played this game with Shale. That's
Oh,
why
okay.
I had it
That
in
makes a
my.
lot more sense.
uh,
I
but
know,
yeah,
right?
no,
Q-Waves, it's a good idea.
but no, seriously though, if you want to, if you're in, I say if you're feeling in the mood to be social, jump in.
Yeah,
More
Kaiza,
often than
I know
not,
for a fact that that's not true, but we're just gonna move on from that. But I'm glad that you haven't had that experience. That makes me feel good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Nori, but like,
no,
oh
you're
boy,
fine.
I know that that's not true.
Like, wait, what? Huh? Let me stop. And what was this comment? Oh,
We
Okay.
all love you, and I've never heard anyone talk bad of you anywhere. Yeah, I know that's not true. Uh,
No, well, okay, so you can't say that though, Don. I'm going to jump on Kaiser's train here on this one, right?
no,
Because
no, no, no.
he's
I've had
never
people.
heard.
I've
You
right.
may
That's what I'm saying.
have.
I'm glad you haven't had that experience. All right. Okay. It is true that he has never heard anyone talk bad about me. It is not true that no one hasn't.
I didn't say that, but in the
I
realm
get
of
that. I get it.
technicalities, his statement
I get
is.
it. Okay, Mr. Pedantic.
I have had that
Fine.
accusation before many times.
Oh, Shay.
uh,
No, little horn.
uh,
Like I know I've got some annoying habits, and I also have some traits where especially when I was earlier in a lot earlier in streaming, I would get over eager and try to interact with people in a way that I like in a level of banter that I hadn't earned yet. Um and I know that that caused some issues for some people. And that's, like I'm self-aware now. I've corrected the behavior. But, one of the really fascinating thing that I find on Twitch is that if you have like the smallest disagreement or are put off by someone or something or something that's said or whatever, it's very easy to just cancel someone on Twitch um without ever having a real interpersonal interaction with that person to conflict to have any sort of conflict resolution. Um
mhm.
so unfortunately, um I have found that to be probably one of my biggest sadnesses about the community is that when there's a disagreement or a misunderstanding or a whatever, um, it is very easy for people to just be like, "Nope, I'm completely done, and I don't need to interact with this anymore." And I feel like that's probably one of the greater interpersonal weaknesses of the platform and
Yes.
online social media in general.
Yes, it
Um,
is. But I mean that's the stakes with online. Aldronis, have yourself an amazing rest, a good evening, and thank you for
Thanks,
coming by and hanging
Thomas.
out and joining us.
I'm so glad you stuck around for so long. Oh my gosh, 1:30 in the morning. That's so late.
It is. Um, but but online in general, we went from the internet went from a state of being totally anonymous. Everybody could be anonymous, and there was no
Yeah.
repercussions, and you could say or do anything that you wanted to.
That's
To
a whole yeah, yeah.
we've moved into the state now where it's not, people are no longer anonymous. You still have those people that think they have every right to continue to be anonymous and they want to act
Right.
anonymous, um, and say and or do anything that they want because they have this feeling that there's no social repercussion for them. And what they're coming to understand is no, there is indeed actually a repercussion for acting like a jerk, and you will pay a penalty for that. And it's worth keeping in mind that um, that is the nature of the way the internet is growing.
Right. But yeah, like I've definitely been finding that like there have been a couple of times and a couple of things where I'm just like, wow, that's really sad that this has happened. I wish that I could interact or talk with this person now, and I see what I did wrong, and I would love to be able to like address it and like do some sort of resolution. One, I'm conflict averse, so that's on me and really hard to overcome. But also, like, there have been a couple of times where I'm just like, wow, I don't even know what I did wrong. I could make some guesses, but it'd be a real shot in the dark. And that person has just disappeared. And it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm being needy and being like, "Hey, why don't you come back?" But like I genuinely care about these people that I've become connected to. And the fact that
Right.
they actively avoid me now, it's just like, "Oh, well, that's hurt. That hurts. That sucks."
Yeah.
Um, and
No,
in addition, what?
I was going to say, I understand.
And in addition, like there have been a couple of things where people have done something that I'm really put off by, and I'll play nice. I'm not gonna do the thing where I'm just like, nope, not anymore, nothing, whatever. You are dead to me. But I also find that it's really important to separate those conflicts and those concerns that
Hmm.
people have, like even between streamers, away from the community. Because let's be real, let's take a moment right now. If I have a problem with Kit Kat and I say, oh my God, Kit Kat did this horrible thing, and I never want anyone to even mention her in my chat again. That's never gonna happen. But like, I'm picking on you because you're an easy target, Kit Kat. If I ask you guys to choose between me and her, I'm the one who's going to lose. Because one, no one ever wants to be put in a position where they have to choose between one person or another if they're not a part of it. Um, and two, it's,
It's
I
just
mean,
wrong
sure,
in
drama
general.
is entertaining, sure, but yeah, it's wrong to drag people into that. And so, I find it is just so very important that like when you have these like weird things that crop up, that you work to protect the community from that kind of thing. That it's really important that you don't go running around going, this person wronged me, therefore you shouldn't interact with them, because that's going to end up hurting you. That's gonna If I were to do that, that's gonna hurt me. So I had a whole situation where I did an event and someone cheated, and the first response is fucking get good. Like really? Come on.
Yeah.
But I did my best to not show any of it on stream. And it had repercussions, the rolling repercussions after that. I can tell that the other person talked badly about me or did something because a number of people stopped talking to me after that. Uh, which real interesting, but I chose not to go into it. I chose not to ask people to choose sides, because if someone is going to get into that, it's only going to hurt. You know, I'm in a really vulnerable state. If I were to say, "Oh yeah, this person did X and they're really bad," as a streamer, I'm real public. Someone could retaliate against me, and there's nothing I could do about it. Um, so being a streamer is oddly vulnerable because you are putting yourself out there in a way that
You're
is,
making yourself extremely public is what you're doing. And
yeah,
you can't roll back your statements. You can't undo harm, because once you've uh, put yourself out there and you've done that thing, that damage, that public damage,
yeah,
it's a scar that just sits there, and you'll eventually get past it, but people will
yeah,
always remember it. And we had a thing in and as on the help desk. I used to work as a help desk technician, and
yeah,
the thing that we used to have was that, you know it doesn't matter how much good you do,
yep,
one bad can undo the whole thing. And so you
exactly.
always put your best foot forward. That's the only thing you can do, is you have to put your best foot forward. Sea
Yeah,
Wage
and
asked, since we're on this whole
I
discussion
didn't
of this,
want to.
because
Yeah.
this is a very yes, high five, my friend. Um, discussions of anonymity reminds him. Dawn, you freely use your
Yes.
first name, at least,
I
which
don't. I actually clarified earlier. I use my middle name as my online moniker. Um, I say people can call me Dawn, Morning Darkness, and I mean, like, my husband has slipped my real name a couple times on stream, like, whatever, it happens. But Dawn is my nickname, and Kit actually calls me Dawn now, which is really funny, and I'm like super into it. Like I not mad at all. Um, but yeah, yeah, no, I do not use my first name, in fact. No, no, God, that whole thing that started. Okay, listen, I would like to, while we are here, and I'm sorry, Nori, I know the question hasn't been asked, but I'm going to answer it anyway.
you're fine.
I understand that this is a vibe that people have attributed to me, but I will say right now, never in my life have I been into B. Well, okay, I've sort of been interested in B, but like we're not gonna go there. But I have never been into D, S, or M.
I was gonna. I had this on. I've been trying to figure out how to ask the question, like for the better part of the last, I don't know, hour. Which
Amazing.
is I have heard the term Dommy Mommy, and
Dummy mommy darkness.
I'm like,
Yeah.
why, where, and is this really a thing, or is this just something that chat has just gone nuts with?
This okay. This is something that chat has gone nuts with. This is a thing that started with the biome build challenge with Decor. And he was being unhinged and obnoxious in like the cute way that he does. And I called him out a little bit and I brought out my mom voice. And his immediate quick response was, "Okay, dummy mommy." And then everyone went absolutely nuts with that. And it has taken on a life of its own. And I also have always had a whip sound in my chat, but it's more for like keeping you on task. It was never meant to have any other connotation. Uh but like I have never been even into like spanking. Like that's just not my thing. I'm not interested. It's never been a thing in my life. Like literally ever. Like I was never even spanked as a child. Like it holds no excitement or
Fantastic.
interest or whatever in my life.
Like I wasn't really expecting that question, but okay. All right.
I mean, but like, I'm just saying,
It's
just
fun.
saying.
It's fantastic.
But like, additionally, the extra funny thing is that I have built a chains and leather shop in Valheim.
Well, sticks and
And I
stones and
recently,
all of that.
I recently toured it, and people were like, "Oh my!" And it was a gag. Like it was fully like I was. Girox has a trading post basically for the 100 people that are on his server or were on the server. And I had been doing a ton of iron farming because I was building the most gigantic, ridiculous treehouse in the existence of Valheim. And
Big shock.
it was my first major build. Listen, it was a big shock to me, okay? And I had like 208 chains. I was like, I should just do a chain shop. And my husband was like, oh, you should do a chain and leather shop and make it all BDSM. That'd be hilarious. And I was like, I'm going to do it and I'm going to build it in secret and no one's ever going to know it was me.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Well, until I told people, no one ever knew it was me, actually. With like the couple of exceptions where like
Fantastic.
one or two people knew, and then they would tell someone and they'd be like, "No, Morning Darkness is the one who built this." Nah, doesn't fit. So it's really funny of how that all has evolved because it is all an evolution of fiction, let's just be real.
But see, these make some of the best stories, right? So these are the stories that don't typically come up during your stream. This is why I like Talk Tuesday so much. Is we get to
Right.
these evolutions of things. You get to see how this evolved over time. Like, how did you get to here? Let me ask the
Chat
question.
can be
Okay.
bonkers, as Antler Carver said. Yeah, no, Antler Carver, honestly, Antler Carver has been there for most of the evolution of these chats. So he speaks with authority.
Uh,
By the way, have you seen Antler Carver's Orthanc build?
no, I have not.
I'm gonna send you a thing to post in chat while we talk. But yeah, no, I have a thing to share with you because good lord,
Yeah,
it
if
is.
it's a web link or anything, you're welcome to post it straight in the chat, and so everybody else can go see it too.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm about to do.
Absolutely.
Uh, that was what, 4 months ago? Oh my gosh, I have
Seaway
more
says
clips
it's
than
a
I thought.
PC killer, and Antler
Yes, it
Carver
is.
is protesting.
No, I'm sorry, but no. Why are you protesting? Wait, okay, if it makes you uncomfortable, I won't do it. But why?
He thinks he doth protest too much.
All right, I'm still looking. All right, it was after the pies to the face for charity. Uh, hey, by the way, Nori,
Yo.
how's that yodeling thing going?
Um. It is like one of many projects. It is on my list of things to do. I suffer from ADHD. I think most of us around here suffer from that, and I tend to get sidetracked very easily. And the biggest thing that has currently occupying my brain span right now is the fact that Firebot keeps breaking on me. And
Valid,
so
valid.
that's kind of where all my efforts at to fill you in on where that's at. We are, I'm going to say, about 80 to 90% done with that. Last
Right.
time I pulled it up to look at it. What
Okay.
needs there's a few tunings. I've got to get the drums aren't quite right, and there's a couple
Okay.
places where I think I've pitched your notes a little wrong. So it doesn't quite yodel just well enough that I'm happy with. But
Okay.
I'm a forever perfectionist, and it may just be good
Yeah.
enough. But that's where
All right.
that's at. It's
So,
close.
it looks like Antler Carver posted Taco GXP's YouTube tour of it.
Hmm.
I did a highlight of it on Twitch. I haven't fully done that video yet either, but I figure Taco did such a better
Now,
job that now I don't need to. But those are the two clips from my responses to it.
wait. Check
I have
this out,
more clips,
right?
but those are like,
So we have there. I have seen this clip actually.
uh,
So yeah, I have a command for like mods and myself. Actually, I think it's just for myself right now. I don't even think mods are.
mm,
Um, that will let me just call a clip on demand.
nice.
Gorgeous stores.
You're still fixing stairs? Oof. Yeah, that's a lifetime project that he has done. And this is all done with what all you can just do in Valheim. This is not done with any like particular mods.
Right. Now
It
the
looks like we're
the
missing
number
just
of
one edge piece.
instances in
Oh God,
that build
it is
has
a lot. I
got
forget
to be
exactly how much.
ridiculous.
I think it's like 30,000 plus. No, 60,000 plus.
Yeah, that's
65,000.
that
Yeah.
you kind of need a beefy beefy rig for that.
Yeah, this was done on my poor laptop. My poor laptop was screaming.
I bet that thing caught on fire a few times. Good Lord.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible. God, it
What
was
is
more of a
that?
you,
Like
Miss Lighting.
five years worth of work or something?
About a year.
Jesus.
Yeah, I could have sea wage. I could have smoked a brisket. I mean, if I'd been streaming long enough, yeah.
Right? It's incredible.
Haven't been able to since I toured it. My PC melted. Yeah. Yep. No, so that's
Okay, that's the
speaking of
YouTube
antler
shorts.
cover.
Is there a tree in that build? No, I think there was a tree around that build. Sandbird.
No. How he did it is he used the command spawn rock, and then you can break that rock down to a certain size, and then that acts as grounded and it floats in the air.
I see. So he basically just kept spawning rocks all the way up.
Yep. All the way up. 10 months. Yep.
Oh, fascinating.
So yeah.
Well, there you go. A little bit of stick to it, gumption, and will to destroy Morning Darkness's computer, and you too.
Too funny. But yeah, no, but now I have a beefier computer and I can probably actually go to that build without lagging out. So,
Nice.
thanks to my husband for that. And thanks to his absolute dedication to finding out what the heck was wrong when we were trying to get everything installed and all that. Jeez, that was a
Oh,
whole thing.
it's a process. When you go to install a computer, it is
Well, the
absolutely a
motherboard that we had
process,
gotten was bad.
and that doesn't help any. I'm
No.
not I'm not trying to stick up for the motherboard. You know, that's the sort of thing that does happen. But
Right,
uh,
Pardo? Yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely. Hi, Blind Dad.
Yeah, it
Welcome
was the
in.
motherboard. I used oh god, what was the motherboard? AC Rock or something like that?
Right.
AE Rock? I forget the brand. I'm not familiar enough with computer brands to
It's
know.
Asus is the
Not Asus. It was AR or AE or Ace something Rock motherboard. And it failed utterly. AS Rock. Thank you, Kit Kat. Hey, BDD.
Yeah. Speaking of Blind Dad, we between Blind Dad, Fox, and myself, we attempted to do a I say attempted. We did do a podcast one night for Friday for I think it was like an hour long, and that was about it.
Hey.
We called ourselves the Blind Silver Foxes. It was fantastic. We had a good time. It was a lovely chat, and we just haven't gotten back around to doing more of that.
All right. So, life goals, 2024 goals, maybe?
Maybe we'll see. I've started a new job with a new company, and so life for me is kind of all over the place. Plus, my big focus right now is getting this little bot up and running and out the door.
Valid.
I'm trying to reach a deadline that I set for end of January to have it in my alpha testers. So I've got Brotherford and Mr. Waggleton actually, who are going to be my alpha testers.
Oh.
And
Those are just some good
specifically,
people.
specifically the things that they're testing for me is the import. So Rutherford uses
Yeah.
Firebot, and Mr. Waggleton uses Mix It Up, and so
Okay.
their biggest thing that they're testing for me is the conversion from what they've got to what I'm offering. It should be a one
Mm,
button click, but
right.
things can go south, and so I need somebody set up other than my own because yeah, of course, it all works perfectly fine on my setup because I'm the guy who's programming it.
Right,
Um,
of course.
so I needed
Well,
some
I can break
extra.
things.
Vox and Bull asks, excluding cosplay, do you actively make it a
Ooh.
point to dress in a particular way for stream?
Yes. Okay. So, I don't put on makeup. I never put on makeup. I have never worn makeup until the pandemic, at which point our masks are, our faces were covered for a lot of that with the mask mandates. And so I found that if I did eye makeup, now before I used to have some weird, like, personal limitations on why I should or shouldn't wear makeup. And then I also had some limitations like if it takes too long, I'm not gonna do it because like I value my sleep. I want to roll out of bed and go somewhere. I don't want to like spend time getting ready. That's just not a thing I do. Um, and so I watched Face Off and discovered that, and of course ads. I watched Face Off and I discovered that makeup could be a really incredible tool for expression. And I was like, oh, why don't I use that to like smile at people more with my eyes and really try to do something with my eyes to like look at people and, be engaging in that way. And so I don't think I've done a stream without having done my eye makeup. And I generally try to remember to wear my sun necklace, which I forgot to put on tonight, that my mom gave me for my birthday the day after I chose my starting and ending screen stuff that has like this brilliant, beautiful sun on it and like plant stuff all over that just all sort of works together. So yeah, I do make a point to put on eye makeup. I don't really do anything else. Like if I've got a big old zit like over here, whatever, you guys can look at it. That's fine. I don't care. Like I'm not here to cover up my face. I'm not here
Right.
to hide. I am here to share a form of expression. Um yeah.
Yeah,
And there's
there's
nothing wrong
nothing.
with people who do that.
Yep.
It's fine if you want to like hide a blemish. That's fine. That's you need to do what you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable. Men, women, non-binary, I don't care. Wear makeup. It's fine. It's fun. Um, but that's sort of that's it. Like other than that, like yeah. Otherwise I just want to be comfortable.
Comfortable is a thing, definitely. I mean, especially when we spend long hours sitting in one spot. Comfort
Right.
becomes a real thing that you tend to focus an awful lot around.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, for me, I dress comfortably anyway, just because if I get cold, then my body it spirals into pain. Um, if I wear any sort of like bra or clothing that like pinches my skin, I break out into hives. Um, that's a fun one. Uh, I will break out into hives because of pain hormones being at too high a concentration in my body.
Hmm.
So that's a fun one.
Sounds unpleasant.
It's a thing. So yeah, like I just try to be comfortable, but yeah, like I wear the makeup to share just that sort of that feel of expression and also honestly, like I have this like inner goth that really only ever wants to wear like black eyeliner and black eyeshadow, and I have found my inner jewel tone goth where I will wear really bold, bright colors, it, and I will do things that aren't drastic or dramatic, but are very, very different for me. And it makes me happy. And it helps that I have a roommate who is, also has that very goth aesthetic. And they have they make a lot of their own clothing, but they have some of the most incredible makeup that they do. And there are times when I'm very deeply inspired by some of the stuff that they put on. And it's brilliant. And I love it.
You'll love a Peridot stream. Then there's a
Oh, I
couple of
oh
times
yes.
I've seen her like
Oh
she
yes.
full goths out. Such fantastic,
I
such a look.
love that. I love that about Peridot. Like, oh my God. I see that and I'm like,
Fantastic.
yes. It
I
it brings my heart such joy.
it does for sale too. She enjoys it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's fabulous. It's people expressing who they want to be, and I'm here for it.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's a really big thing is I am here for people being able to express and being themselves as long as what they are doing is
Uh,
not actively hurting someone else.
yes, like I am.
Um,
You're absolutely correct. And that's a nice like addendum to that statement because yes, you should have the rights to be who you want to be. As
absolutely.
long as you are not impugning on somebody else's right to be who they want to be. At the moment you start telling somebody how that they have to live, act, or whatever, you've no, you've kind of lost your rights to
Yeah.
in some respects. Like you can still go
Um,
about your business doing whatever you want, but that's rude. You shouldn't be telling somebody how they have to live their life. Like that's not a thing you
I
should be doing.
yeah. Yeah. I'm yeah. I don't like telling people what they should or shouldn't do, but I do actively really try to live the be yourself but do no harm,
Yep.
you know? Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Gotta live vicarious. Right, Shale? Right? Oh my God. No, I can see Shale as a goth. I
Uh,
totally, totally can see it and I love it.
oh yeah,
But yeah,
it's fantastic.
so
We got some old ones, but we are unfortunately running out of time.
amazing. It has been 3 hours. And my
Time
child
slips
hasn't
by.
woken up.
Time slips by so quickly, and most people are like, we're done already. We're just getting God. And, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But as is tradition, we do so we have final thoughts. All
Okay.
right, one more question, Bull. One more.
Or Fox. It could be Fox. I know Fox was really, really looking forward to putting me in the hot seat.
So many issues with makeups.
Yeah, I get that. Oh, wow. Wow.
Bravo.
Amazing.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Well, it's been a pleasure, getting to talk to you and hang out with you and have the laughs and
Oh, it's been
be super
amazing.
vulnerable.
It's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
No,
It's you know,
no, no.
we
No, honestly, I was a little nervous that like some of the people who have been getting real exciting in chat were gonna ask me some questions like the Dommy Mommy question, but like really we got to clarify things there, so that was fine. But like I was a little nervous. I didn't know if certain people were gonna show up and be like, "Mwahahaha." And I was like,
But even if they
"Oh."
did show up and we're going to be like, "Well, ha ha ha," it's not going to be a thing that was going to be allowed to stand later. So,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
uh,
But I did tell people, I was like, "I am pretty much going to be an open book and answer questions." So,
Well, yeah, but I mean but this is what this forum's here for, and we appreciate
yeah.
you taking time out of your very busy schedule, and being the amazing person that you are, and coming here and answering our questions and chatting with us. This has been a lovely time, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. I've also been really looking forward
Oh,
to
thank
it too.
you.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I've really been looking forward to this too. And okay, I'm sorry. Can we just take a moment?
I mean, have as many
There's
moments
one
as you
more
want.
edge piece that we haven't found. How have we not found the last edge piece? I have been looking for this edge piece. And no, I'm not an edgelord, okay? I just want the edge piece. Where is it? I'm gonna cry.
uh, there it is, right there.
Where?
It's right there. I put it right by the edge.
Amazing. Where was it?
It was down over here in the bottom corner. uh,
No.
there. We got all the edges. What if Martin Luther King was on Twitch and said, "I have a stream"? Well, I would believe
Then
he would too.
millions would watch it.
uh,
Honestly, I would watch that.
and Fox and
100%.
Bull in here, cohort co-opting my usual final statements and whatnot as we go to wrap up everything. Yes, but parting advice that you would have for anybody who is streaming currently, who is considering streaming in the future, and who maybe right now uh, being inspired to start streaming in the next few moments.
If you have thought about streaming, if you want to stream, do it. Don't don't hesitate. Don't wait for everything to be right or everything to be set up. Just go. And if people show up, great. If they don't, fine. If you're not ready, you're not a real streamer unless you have scuffs anyway, as Nori can attest to today. Uh,
We discovered this game has voice chat. We were trying to figure out where the echo was coming from.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. Um, but yeah, don't wait. Just go for it. Um, if you don't want to stream to an empty room, then ask a friend to show up. Even if they don't talk to you. Um, don't look at your numbers and feel like that is a definition of how good a streamer you are. Follower numbers, subscriber numbers, chat numbers, viewer numbers. If you look at the numbers and try to make sense of things, you will drive yourself mad. And you won't end up doing the things that you want to do. Make streaming about what brings you joy. And anything that doesn't bring you joy, don't interact with it. Don't engage with it in the sense of like don't watch the numbers, don't like obviously if someone comes in and is spamming you, like you need to deal with it. Figure out what you want to create and then go for it. And there's no harm done if you go for it. However, the one thing I recommend is early on, figure out if you want to do a persona or be yourself. It's hard to do a
Stick with it.
transition. Stick with it. Find something and commit. But that's my advice to being a streamer, becoming a streamer. And if you are a streamer and would like a community to let them know when you're going live, I do have a streamer section. And so if you would like to join my Discord and let people know when you're going live. I don't have a beautiful automated system that Nori does. But if you want to just like post and be part of a community that's like, yeah, I want to go see what this person is doing, please become part of the love. As I describe it, become part of the Famheim. And you don't have to play Valheim to post there. But I love to see the healthy number of people that regularly post that they're going live in that channel. It brings me immense joy. And if ever I can, I will absolutely hop in and come try to watch you. Um, and yeah.
Amazing. Yes, yes. You don't have to play Valheim to be a part of the Famheim. You can just be.
It's just what I have called the community that welcomed me into the streaming scene. Um,
And do you realize that name has stuck because I have heard Famheim all over the place.
I I do get to claim credit for it, but I don't get to claim ownership of it. Um, I did I was trying to express sort of like what I felt when I would stream for Valheim, and that was I'd heard Vibeheim, but that wasn't mine. And I had heard a couple of other things, and then I was like, oh, Famheim, obviously that's the thing. And I've said it enough that like other people have picked it up. I know Fox and Bull use it a lot, and I love them for it. I deeply, deeply respect and love that they use it so much. It makes me so happy. And they invite people to it. I'm like, yes, the
Yes.
family grows.
My precious.
But yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much.
Remarkable. Well, so couple of last. So, any final thoughts from you that you would like to share?
Thank you for being patient with me, folks, for not putting out content as quickly as I want to. If you have it in you to hang out, drop a lurk, or watch my channel, I am trying to hit a push for partners. So if you have it in you, I know I stream late for a lot of you, and I stream real early for a lot of you, but like, if you're willing, I'd appreciate it.
I
But I
I
don't
get
want to
in
wear
there and
people out
lurk.
either. So like if it's a stress or a burden, like please don't.
I don't think it's ever going to be a stress or a burden. And because we have such a lovely group, and as we always do at the end of these things, I hate to just. I say we take the lovely group and we go find somebody amazing out there, and we continue to spread the happy, fun time, feel joys. Normally, what I
Can
would
I
try to
make a
do,
request?
well, that would be the thing, right? So the thing
Oh,
that we
yes.
do as part of the I don't call it what you want. The format
Hmm.
um, is we take all the viewers here and we go and raid the a person that is your recommendation. As you are the special guest, you get to say where we're going to go and who we're going to go visit and have some fun with.
I have potentials. I think we're gonna go to the. Oh, okay. Oh, it's so hard to make decisions. All right, so I'm gonna send you the name.
Hmm.
She is absolutely delightful. She's a YouTube content creator, and she's just picked up streaming on Twitch, and she's already, booming. Um, but it's
I
Ember
feel like I
Plays, and she has some of the best Valheim tutorials, including on how to tame animals and mob raids. Like those are like my two favorite videos that she's ever made. She has a fishing one that's really fun. She has some really good ones that are really, really fun. And she's currently streaming and absolutely delightful. Hey, Big Funky Pickle, it's so good to see you.
Amaranth.
But yeah, Ember Plays is absolutely delightful, and I would love to go rate her because I feel like everyone needs to see her YouTube tutorials. And if you can connect to her on Twitch, then you can connect to her on YouTube. And yeah,
Ember
I think that
plays.
she is by far one of the best Valheim tutorial creators on the internet.
You sent me the name, or you haven't yet?
Uh, D-Wade, you know her because of Nikki and Billy because of me. But anyway, that's fine. I posted it in the chat. I will post it to you as a DM as well.
Oh, you stuck it in.
Yep. There you
Okay.
go.
Let me find it. There it is. Perfect. Got it. Okay. Copy this.
Cat, dude, your brother needs to back off your food. You're limited. He can buy his own damn food. You buy him like a buffalo chicken wrap or something earlier today? Or was that the other brother? Anyway. They cannot eat your food.
Fabulous, fabulous. Again, big thank you for taking the time out and coming out and hanging out with us tonight. This has been a real treat for all of us here. I know we've all got a lot of questions answered, and I'm certain people are going to have many more to come. And if you want to ask those questions, you are welcome to go chase this lovely lady down. All of her information is there right in front of you, just below her pretty little face. So copy them, make notes of them, go do the thing. In fact, I will make life a little easier for a lot of you. And we will do another shout out for our. Oh, this one's.
Oh no, what? What are you laughing at? Oh god. I see it now. Amazing. Amazing.
Amazing.
By the way, that mustache was
Mhm.
a financial contribution from Fox and Bull, and I was writing people's names on my skin, and they were
Right.
like, "What about a mustache?" And I'm like, oh, "Okay, okay,
The stash. There you go.
amazing."
There you go.
So you can blame Fox and Bull for that one.
ZWH, I am glad you are enjoying this format. Down in the About section of the channel, if you scroll down, there is a list of all the upcoming Talk Tuesdays by date and fabulous streamers that we will be talking to. You're welcome to come and hop in any of those, ask questions, and learn about new content creators that are out there. And if
And
you are a streamer and you are interested in appearing on a Talk Tuesday, absolutely reach out to me and let me know. We have open dates. Anything that's not on that list, that is a Tuesday for the rest of the year, is open. So grab it while you can. But yes, next week we are talking to Hells Vinan, who is also a Californian.
oh,
So that's going to be fun. They are an artist.
nice.
Yes.
And thank you for doing this, and thank you everyone who came and showed up and came and subbed to Nori's channel and followed Nori so that you could participate and be part of this. Thank you all, because we all should really be supporting No Rhythm. He's absolutely delightful and wonderful and has an incredible voice. And yeah.
We just try to keep everybody having a good time. Okay, so at this point, I am going to deafen. I've got to find my little buttons over here to hit the ending screen.
Okay.
So we're going to wrap up. I'm going to do, but people, please don't go anywhere just yet, because we are going to do all of the fun little fancy things that we do at the end of these streams. Again, Dawn, it has been lovely and a special treat. Thank you. Fox and Bull are very particular about pointing the fact out that this is exactly how my voice sounds in real life.
They make a point of pointing that out whenever.
Yeah. They're like, that's exactly how Nori sounds. There's no funny whatever there. All right. I will be right back. Okay. And So, as we hit the end screen, don't go anywhere, as we are going to go say hi to Ember Plays, as suggested by our this week's special guest, Morning Darkness. It's been a lovely night. It's been a lovely stream. It's been fantastic hanging out with each and every one of you. I hope you all had just as much fun as I did. This was a glorious night, and we're going to end it on a high point. But if you think that's where it ends at, you would be sadly mistaken, because next Tuesday, that's right, there's another Talk Tuesday. And next Tuesday, we are going to be sitting down and talking with the fabulous Hales Vinan. This lovely little up-and-comer is an artist, does some story-based streams, as well as you can catch her doing some Lethal Company on occasions. Really a treat. Big Star Wars fans, so much fun. You don't want to miss out on that. That being said, Fridays are our, we'll be back here on Friday doing, I don't know what, we'll figure it out when we get there. And then, of course, our long plays on Saturday. But in the meantime, I am certain that you can continue to catch Morning Darkness and her streams, which will be appearing later on. And if you haven't caught one of those, you are sadly missing out. But we are going to send a raid. So there we go. That's the raid message. That's the person we're going to go say hi to. So the first one is for all of you lovely followers out there. The second one is for all you lovely subscribers out there. Big thank you to our new followers, Sandroid and George, and our subscribers, Seawage and E-Rock. Copy the raid message, spam it out, and let's go make a new friend as we go check out Ember Plays. And until next time, continue to be the fantastic, fabulous, and amazing people I already know you are. And until next time, bye for now.